Warning, we are a spoiler-based podcast. At times, we are also an offensive podcast, and we are most certainly a verbally explicit podcast. So if you fear for any of your delicate sensibilities, please back up now before you reach the point of no return. This is your final warning.
Welcome to a very special holiday episode of Cinematic Anarchy. And why is it special? Because we have two people here today, one of which I have not physically seen in quite a while, or physically gotten to sit down and see in quite a while. A good friend of mine from decades ago.
30 years.
30 years ago, which actually fits with this.
Yeah.
Miss Fara. And
hello.
with Miss Fara is Morgan.
Hi.
Don't cover your mouth.
We can't hear you if you cover your mouth.
Morgan is 10 and a half years old, and we are elf aficionados.
Aficionados.
It is our favorite Christmas movie, maybe one of our favorite movies,
And yesterday we went to see the drag show.
with Elf starring Miss Miss Diamond Wigfall and the hometown Queeros of Salem, Massachusetts. Shout out to Miss Diamond.
Shout out. Yeah, I've actually asked you to give me a little information. I haven't seen a good drag show in a while.
Miss Diamond is so busy. I don't know how she does it. She's at a different restaurant or bar every night of the week.
And on Sundays, wait, is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sundays they do.
They do a drag show at Gulu Gulu.
Yes. You guys have to come out there.
It feels weird to me to say that I miss some of the drag shows from Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Yeah. I can't even believe they
places.
have drag in Georgia.
They have drag in Georgia? Wow.
Right?
So we lived maybe 15 minutes outside of Athens, Georgia, which is where the UGA is a much more diverse community centered around the Athens area.
Yeah.
And then it gets less and less diverse as you start to
More rural.
inch out.
I've heard that about all those southern states.
Then
They're
eventually you get to
more
the
liberal.
country. And then
Hero.
Yeah, that's where I lived in Alabama when I was a kid, in Lillian, Alabama. That wasn't even a city.
my son Spencer got to grow up down in
Oh, gosh.
down in the Georgia area, and so did my daughter Serenity.
Wait, wouldn't Lillian be like a town, not a city?
No, it wasn't even. It was called an unincorporated area because they didn't want to even make it a town.
Oh, wow.
It was just a bunch of fireworks stores and a couple of churches and even a post office, and that was about it.
So this was like an area that Alabama wasn't even sure it wanted?
Yeah.
That's really fucking
Didn't
weird.
want all the rules and the extra taxes and
It's
stuff.
just a
It was-
place
yeah.
that has...
So, okay, wait. Was
We
it
were
that
right over the bridge
Alabama
from Pensacola.
wasn't sure that they wanted them, or they weren't sure that they wanted to be part of Alabama?
I don't know. I think it's an issue like Puerto Rico. They're
Like
you know.
unannexed or
Yeah,
something to that nature.
yeah.
Wait. There's an issue about Puerto Rico?
Well, how Puerto Rico doesn't have statehood.
Oh.
I'm not going to get into that because I don't know enough about that.
Neither do we.
And I am
We can
not Puerto
speculate,
Rican. So
but it would all be half-assed speculation. And
from white people who should have
and
no
I know
say in
several people from Puerto Rico I'd prefer not to piss off. Like, I know personally several people that I used to work with, and a couple people that I currently work with. So, yes, I know I don't want to do that.
that. What?
And
The bathroom scene.
the bathroom scene, yes.
I love how he just like runs into it.
And in the drag
Well,
show,
my-
Miss Diamond ran into the wall.
yeah.
How does he not realize that she's in the
That's
shower?
inappropriate.
though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And-
Did we talk with the movie that we decided?
Oh, yeah.
we're
We
talking
could
about?
just talk about nothing.
We are talking about a nothing. Just absolutely nothing. We're talking
my
about the
favorite movie, Nothing.
Will Ferrell, James Caan, Mary Steenburgen
Classic.
film. Classic. Is it a classic now?
It's
be
20
considered
years
a
now, so
classic?
now I think you can say it's a
After
classic.
after 2
yeah.
decades, I
Like,
guess
I
we
think
can
like
call it a
1,000
classic.
people. Like,
I
that'd
don't-
be weird if people didn't know what it was.
I don't enjoy calling things that I watched when I was younger classic, because that makes me feel old. I mean, the gray hair does it
We weren't
too,
even
but
young. I was out of college when this came out. This was like
Still.
it wasn't. It was a very new. That's why I liked it. I was not a Hallmark movie channel fan. I could have done Christmas
Yeah.
Con this month,
I like Christmas movies,
a lot of my
but,
friends-
the Hallmark movies aren't that good, to be honest.
but the Christmas Con is a lot of Hallmark people, and those are ridiculous. Like they say, like the plot of every Hallmark Christmas movie is the same as like a serial killer. Like you heard
And they're
that
all very
joke.
cookie cutter.
They're very-
I will
yeah.
be honest with you, Morgan. I think maybe 1 out of every 10 Christmas movies on Hallmark or Lifetime might be decent and worth watching. 1 out of every 10.
I
It's
saw
usually,
one last year about a lesbian couple that wasn't too bad.
It's usually
One of
because of
the
the
first
star
one.
power involved.
Yeah.
If you have good people working, like I don't mind like the Melissa Joan Hart ones or the Mario Lopez one they did together.
Oh, Mario Lopez.
Handcuffed for Christmas or something
Oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
They worked well together. But like there's some that just
Wow.
have these obscure people.
Yeah.
Like you have one star and then like, 50 obscure people trying to be stars, and it's like
Well,
no.
it's just on my phone. All my
always-
friends post pictures with and I'm like, I have no idea who that
And
actor
they always
is.
have like the same like plot. Like it's like the
Yeah.
corny same plot for every single home.
It's the
Hallmark
big
movie.
city girl comes back to the hometown, and he leaves her corporate boyfriend, fiance, and there's the like redneck type of guy there.
Sometimes there isn't even a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just come back
She's
to
just-
town because they failed in life and now I'm back. I'm here. You're not back. You were forced to come home. There's a difference. It's like, wait, I have
Now,
no
see,
boyfriend, my
nev-
job sucks,
I
and
never
now I'm
left.
coming home.
I just never left, so I didn't have to come back.
Or like they have like their like old friend from like school or something, and then they like end up getting together for like Christmas or something.
How do you know about these? You've never seen. Oh, doesn't your stepmom watch those things?
I don't know.
Yeah.
She does watch like the Kardashians
Ugh.
and stuff.
I did myself... I don't like the Hallmark movies. I don't like the Lifetime movies. But I did myself the fantastic disservice of getting both channels for my wife on Prime one year for Christmas because I know how much she loved them.
Yeah.
And now my algorithm for Prime is completely fucked up. Because now all I'm getting are these things that are all like Hallmark
Yes.
and Lifetime movies. So it's like, suggested for you. What is this?
Well, my mom's been watching Sister Wives nonstop.
Oh yeah, and then
So
on the
now it
Fire
shows up
Stick,
on
it
my
shows up.
scene, on the Fire Stick. Even though we have separate profiles,
Yeah.
it keeps showing up. That's the first thing. Sister Wives. No, I'm not going to watch Sister Wives.
You like Sister Wives?
No.
No, not
I
gonna.
don't like any of that reality.
Not gonna watch
No.
that.
No, we want scripted comedy.
What about Sister Wives as starred by Will Ferrell?
That would be.
He probably has done a movie like that. He's done some crazy movies.
I don't think I've ever seen him do anything cross-dressing.
I haven't really seen a lot of movies.
I
with
can't
him,
think of one.
Except for
It's not.
the only like other movie that I've seen with him was the Barbie movie, and he wasn't even like a.
What about the
a
Lego
huge
movie?
role.
He was
Oh,
in the Lego
yeah.
movie too.
I forgot about
Now
that.
that I think about it, in recent years, I haven't seen any popular actors, like mainstream actors,
Hmm.
get into a movie where they end up cross-dressing. You don't see it too much
Which
anymore. You
is
used to see
funny.
it all the time.
You see it a lot on Saturday Night Live when you have some of the,
Well, that's Saturday Night
yeah,
Live.
yeah.
That's-
But yeah, that's true. They,
scene.
well, nobody does it better than Robin Williams did.
I contest that nobody does it better than Patrick Swayze did in Tu Wong Fu.
Oh, I remember
seen
that
that
was a good
movie.
one.
Tu
And
Wong
John
Fu, thanks for
Leguizamo.
everything. And Wesley
And who was
Snipes.
Wesley Snipes? That's horrible. I always forget the third. Yeah.
Yes. Well, Wesley Snipes, John Leguizamo is still doing stuff. Patrick Swayze passed away and lives on in everybody's hearts. And Wesley Snipes is still around, but what have you seen him do lately?
I mean, after he got out of jail, I don't think he
He's
did much of anything.
He's
Did
done
he?
stuff.
Oh, gosh.
But it's all like
It's stuff I wouldn't watch.
he's fallen into like Dolph Lundgren territory
Oh,
where
yeah.
like he's doing things
Has
as they
been
come to
90s.
him.
Yeah.
And I always thought he was a great actor. I
Yeah.
really did. He did some great action flicks. He did Demolition Man. I loved.
Oh, see, I never was an action movie star. I'm very picky. I like the comedy and some sci-fi, and that's
Blade?
about it.
Did you watch Blade?
I think I may have, but
Wesley Snipes, the vampire.
yeah, I
slash
remember,
vampire
but I
hunter?
don't know if I actually saw the movie or just heard about it so much that I think I saw the movie.
I can remember everything that I didn't see because of everything everybody told me about what I
right?
didn't
It's
see.
like, did I even see that? Like, apparently, I don't even remember stuff from my own younger days. Like you said, I was at the hospital with you when Serenity was born, but
Right.
I don't remember that.
You were definitely that. We have
Oh, my
the bear.
goodness. Wow.
The bear is here. I think
Wow.
actually the bear is in memorabilia storage right here.
Oh,
So there's a box with all like the baby stuff. I don't think
God,
Serenity's taken
25
yet.
years ago.
Right?
You
It's
know,
a
and then when you watch
25-year-old
these
bear.
old movies, old as in 20 years, and you think these little kids are, they're old enough to have their own kids now.
Like when you hear
Makes
classic, you hear old movie, I think like It's a Wonderful Life,
Yeah.
or even A
I think
Christmas
something
Story, the
60s
original.
or beyond.
That's
yeah.
classic to me.
Yeah.
I don't have that mindset yet where I can be like, when I hear, I turned on like classic rock radio the other day and Nirvana started playing, and I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
what?
Even
What?
stuff in the late 90s, early aughts, they call
Right.
oldies.
Early aughts.
I really hated
Wow.
that term, but there's really not much else you could call it.
You sound like an old Southerner right there.
The
Just
early
early
aughts.
aughts.
Early on.
Back there in the early aughts.
No one's ever accused me of sounding like a southerner.
No?
You
Never?
have the New England accent.
I
though.
have the Boston accent.
So if you couldn't tell by the first 10 minutes of our conversation, we are going to be discussing the film Elf today.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think Elf
that's why
has
we're
slipped
here.
into the conversation a little bit, but it's all right. I have ADHD. I spent
And I do also.
I spent a 2.5-hour podcast earlier on this past week with Piper talking kind of about Jingle All the Way. And we kept having to...
Is it like a Christmas movie?
Yeah, of course. Well, you saw it. I bet you'll remember it.
It's a Christmas comedy with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And Sinbad.
I'm going to say this, much to the chagrin of everybody that loves action films from the 80s and 90s, I always thought that Arnie was a far better comedian.
Yeah,
I really did. Like,
much
he
better
was
than a governor.
he did Commando. He did the Predator movie. That's fine.
Yeah.
But when it came right down to it, when he did comedies, like when he did like Twins,
Oh, Twins
you know,
was the best.
stuff like that. When he did The Last Action Hero film,
You should watch Twins.
You got
In a book called Twins.
has
Yeah, that's different.
I know. I'm just saying that it's like the same kind of type of name.
have you introduced Morgan to The Last Action Hero?
No, I've never seen that.
That's a really good one. That's like a kids movie spoof on 80s and 90s action movies, where the kid gets sucked into a really bad like 90s action film.
We've been trying to do the John Hughes. We watched Breakfast Club because we were going to meet
Yeah,
most of the
then-
cast
Then I got sick.
at Rhode Island, and then this one got sick.
Oh no.
And we didn't even get to see them.
Oh.
I was really upset about not getting to meet Seth Green.
Have you gotten to see Weird Science yet?
No, we haven't. I don't even remember seeing that. See, if it was anything more than 10 years ago, I'm not going to remember if I saw it or not.
You don't know.
Isn't that horrible? But
It's-
if I started watching a movie, I'll be like, oh, yeah, okay, I saw this.
And now I'm just assuming that I know John Hughes movies when I don't know if I think Weird Science was one of his, if I'm not mistaken, but I cannot
Sounds like it.
guarantee that.
I think he did most of those 80s
I'm the-
movies.
I have the movie on my shelf over here. I loved Weird
Wow,
Science.
you
I
still
cannot
have all the movies.
look at all the movies I have.
Are they all DVD?
This is all Blu-rays.
Oh,
But like,
Didn't we
if
have
you
some,
look at
like,
this, this
Blu-rays?
is not even like this is not the tip of the iceberg.
wow.
So I have this thing where I'll like buy a movie, and if it has the Vudu copy, the digital copy,
Oh,
I will download it over here, and then eventually
Yeah.
I'll end up selling the physical
that's
copy
smart.
because I still have the movie now.
you know what movie that I love that you can't get anymore that I didn't know isn't even streaming? Dogma. Because Harvey Weinstein owns the rights to it.
And Kevin Smith refuses to deal with him. Refuses. He will not deal with Harvey Weinstein because
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein wants X
Yeah.
amount of dollars to be able to get the rights back.
How can he even still have that if he's in jail?
I
just-
think that
don't-
he should forfeit. I mean, with him having
Yeah.
gone through what he did, he should have to forfeit the rights to these films back to the people that
Yeah.
made them.
I'm really upset by that. And I think I have it on DVD somewhere, but God knows where.
If
I still have
you're-
a storage unit.
If you're looking to watch it, though, it's you got to Google it. But like people are constantly putting it up with Kevin Smith's permission.
Oh,
On
see, I
YouTube
tried
for
to
free.
look before. Oh,
And get it on YouTube.
because I
for
was
free.
trying to show my friend Angela. I'm like, this is was always one of my favorite. 1999 or whatever. When I worked at the movie theater, then that was like the best year for movies. 99, 2000.
One of my favorite Alan Rickman performances, hands down.
Yes,
Hands down.
yes.
I'm as anatomically impaired as a kid.
I know the way
Rape you? What? Just
it's like a Ken doll.
you humans
Morgan,
being
you should
so
see
full of
Morgan's
yourselves.
confused face right now.
I don't know a single thing they're talking about.
No.
You can't watch that movie yet. That's rated R.
Yeah,
What-
it's
wait,
it's
what
still in the...
It was called Dogma.
There are several movies of his that are...
Having grown up Catholic, I really love it.
And the thing is, it's not because of the nudity, it's because of just the subject matter, the
Mm.
language. His movies have always been a little, aggressive language-wise, which is
Well, you got
not
Jay,
Quentin Tarantino aggressive, but...
I finally met Kevin Smith last year. Jay and Silent Bob.
I got to see him live.
Wow.
They came through Boston.
The movie.
Yeah, they came through Boston to do Clerks 3. Oh
yeah,
my
I
God,
didn't have
that
the money
movie.
then, but at least I got to get a picture.
Have you gotten to see Clerks 3?
Yeah, I finally did.
Oh my God.
Just like a month or so ago.
That killed me.
Yeah. Oh, so sad. What are you doing? Oh, why do you need your glasses?
Ah, okay.
They're just like their mother. They don't like to wear their glasses.
That's all right.
You
That's
know,
all right. We can stop everything for a minute. No, I'm just putting you on the spot there. No.
Have to get the glasses.
So, I'll ask you both. What are some of your favorite scenes from this film?
Oh my goodness, I wrote some down. Did I
You
write
wrote
some
some
down?
down.
I don't know.
Oh, I
Did
love.
you?
Maybe I didn't.
Yeah.
I was writing in the dark, as I said.
I like the part when like
No, I guess I...
he is like trying to go up the escalator, but is,
Oh.
like being like pressured. He's like,
Oh, that must have been so uncomfortable.
And then he like does like the splits on the
Oh.
elevator.
Do you
Just
think
the
he had a
weird
body
splits.
double for that?
No.
No? Oh, God.
Oh,
I don't even have testicles, but that hurt.
Well, he did the whole cheerleading thing for SNL for a while.
Oh, yeah,
That's one of his
the
characters.
Spartans. Yeah.
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 So, I mean, I believe that
That's
he probably
true.
has that flexibility.
Yeah. I mean, he's just so freaking tall.
Oh, and I love
Oh, the
this-
syrup on the
Yeah.
spaghetti now.
That's like gross.
And look, it's
but,
you
like,
can tell it's hot. There's steam. Because I wondered, does he know how to use a microwave
Hot, steaming CGI spaghetti.
with syrup
Yeah,
for
just-
breakfast?
Would you eat that? Would you eat spaghetti with syrup and...
I probably would try it.
I would
a bite.
try it, but it'd be gross.
Because I will eat almost anything
And,
Mind
like,
you-
how does he make the rocking horse?
out of
Like-
the
The TV stand.
the
So the TV's on the
entertainment
floor.
center.
Jeez.
See, he rips down the thing. I just love James Caan. He's
It's
he's
just
so
rips it
angry.
down, like
He's
anytime
just
he walks by
he's
it,
so
it's
serious.
like rips it down.
Well, James Caan in most of his movies has been kind of grumpy and serious.
Yeah, that's why he's a perfect casting. He's just like he's definitely on the naughty list.
Name a James Caan movie where he was the comedic relief. You're not going to
Never,
find
yeah,
one.
no.
Never. Unless you count Rollerball. No, you can't
I don't
count
remember
Rollerball.
that.
Oh, you've never seen that?
No, see, it sounds like I haven't seen any movies.
I do that to people. It's not that you haven't seen any movies.
I just
I've
haven't seen the
too damn
movies.
many movies.
Or I just haven't seen the type of movie. I've just been not
Mine-
really a movie snob, but just picky about movies.
You see this stuff right here.
I know.
The shelving system full of Blu-rays and DVDs.
Now, are they alphabetized?
No.
Have
Okay,
you, like,
back when I
watched
had a lot of
all-
DVDs.
Every single one of those movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeez.
They're
Daddy used to
categorized-
have CDs, and I used to alphabetize them.
Oh
And after the third time we moved, I said, fuck it, I'm not alphabetizing these.
They're categorized by the distribution company that I got them from.
Oh.
So we have
Wow.
our Criterion collection there, and then we have the Vinegar Syndrome stuff and the Arrow Entertainment
God.
stuff. I even have
Wow.
a 4-disc copy of Showgirls.
Oh, I got Jacob the box set of the original Star Wars
Oh, and didn't you get
for Christmas
him,
at Savers for like $9.
and
The
didn't
original?
you get him the thing that
Well,
was, like,
it's the DVD,
Terrifier?
so not like...
What?
The Terrifier.
Oh, and Terrifier 2. You got the DVD of Terrifier 2.
Oh, okay.
That's the new...
Look, I'm into horror movies, but like...
This was beyond horror. This was the most gruesome movie I've ever seen.
Like I
You
can't
watched
even,
it?
Oh yeah, Jacob took me to the theater to watch it. And there was a guy behind me leaning forward, like right over my shoulder, like breathing heavy, and after a while I was so in tune to the movie I didn't even notice him.
Like I can't even.
I was
like,
just
look
so
at a
on the edge
picture
of my
him.
seat, like, oh my god. The first half of the movie I'm like, well, this isn't that bad.
Oh, once
And
it
then
ramps
I
up.
just, I would just close my eyes for like a minute. I'm like, no.
And I can't even like look at. I am
Yeah.
terrified of clowns.
Yeah.
I can't even like look at the picture for 2 seconds without like being creeped out.
I got him a drawing too. He put up a drawing of Art the Clown.
That's why I can barely go
By
in this room
my
now.
my talented friend
It's like-
Scott Stracca in New Jersey. Scott Stracca Art, Store Envy. Why am I doing an ad for him?
You're more than welcome to shout people out that you know. I mean, free advertising is free advertising. I'm sure that they appreciate it.
Oh, but no, yeah, it's just the most disgusting movie. Not so much horror; it's just gross out.
It's gore.
Like it started and then just really like it started with like Saw,
Right.
You know, a good, 15,
Well,
10 years
Saw
ago.
even has a psychological aspect to their
Yeah.
horror.
Yeah.
You know, there is still a fear aspect there. Then what you get with the Terrifier films are like next level torture and gore.
Yeah.
That's
Like, beyond what any human could imagine. Like, just...
I think a lot of horror directors think that the next step in freaking people out is to just do something as humanly disgusting as humanly
Yeah.
possible. What will people sit through and watch?
Yep.
You know, and I watched the Terrifier films. I'm not gonna say I'm a fan because it was like one of those things that I watched and I was like I physically felt nauseous after watching it. If I watch a horror film, I want something psychologically creepy. I want something that if I go into the shower, I'm wondering if Norman Bates is on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't want something that I walk out of the theater and immediately look for a trash can so I can throw up. You know, that's not what I like in a movie.
It's the viscera, the just...
Viscera, that's a good word.
I know, right?
Right? Just
I'm just...
Like any horror movies.
There's some good words that just like, you know, and then they pop in your head and like, yeah, that's a good word.
that definitely explains it, just viscera.
Yeah.
Okay, any otother favorite scenes?
Oh, Morgan, they have the one right now about the snowball fight. We're not
Snowball
talking about
fight?
horror now, no.
No, I don't know how we went from Elf to Art the Clown, but
Well,
here we
Morgan
are.
got us back on track by pointing at the TV.
I'm like, points.
Do you have a
Points.
best friend? Does he have a big coat too? Hey, good news! I saw a dog today. Have you seen a dog? I bet you've seen a dog.
Yes. You've probably seen it.
I waited
probably-
5
yeah, you probably
hours
see-
for you.
Why is your coat so big?
I'm glad I caught up with
So
you.
good news. It's
I
on
waited
dog.
5
That
That
hours
is a
for you.
big.
Probably
That
that.
is a big coat. I mean, the father is doing pretty well. He couldn't afford a coat that would fit him, or
It
is
looks
that
like that.
it's just the style?
It looks like that commercial, like AT&T, where like the person had like a huge coat. They're like talking to
Oh,
themselves.
Zoe Saldana.
Well, this is supposed to be New York.
Yeah.
Have you been in New York in
yeah.
the dead of the winter?
Yeah.
When it's snowing out?
Yeah.
You want a big coat.
And New England. I mean, come
You
on.
want layers.
It's the same. Oh yeah. You know. We all know about layers.
And then you start working your way to the inner portion of the country, and if you're not wearing Eskimo wear, you're going to freeze halfway to your mailbox.
That's why I don't understand his costume. What with the tights when he sits on the
And
the
how is
iceberg?
he sitting on the snow right now?
He was
Like,
sitting on the iceberg at the beginning with tights.
I feel like
His
some of
ass
this
must
isn't
be
real
freezing.
snow, though. I feel like some of this
No, I
isn't necessarily
don't think
real
so.
snow.
But do you think he's got 2 layers?
2 layers?
Probably. You think it's
He might have
extra
thermals
thick?
under there, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Like if I wear leggings in the winter, you got to have 2 layers.
Yeah, even like if I'm like wearing like PJ pants or like jeans, I have to wear like leggings under them.
These kids now with the PJs pants. As I'm sitting here in PJ pants.
Makes you... And mind you, this is how else you know that he wasn't sitting in snow, because the ass end of his pants would be wet by now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right? This is a frozen kind of swamp ass.
Oh my
This-
gosh.
That was one of my favorite
So
scenes,
I assume
though.
this was actually filmed in December. I have not.
It's
never
entirely
looked it up.
possible. I mean, I can go look it up. I mean, you see cold breath
Yeah.
in certain scenes,
can't
but you
really-
don't see the breath in
You
other
could
scenes.
fake that
so-
with CGI, but they're not going to do that.
They could have.
I mean, they could have done this in January, November.
They could have CGI'd
Why don't I
the
just
steam
Google it?
off the. They could have CGI'd the steam off the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Simplest thing to CGI is steam.
Really?
Well, it's pretty simple anyway.
Yeah.
Steam physics.
It just
and
doesn't seem
CGI.
like a very special effects laden.
I'm trying to figure
you know,
out how they didn't get
movie.
kicked out of the department store for leapfrogging on the. Just
They can't
across
catch
the
them.
display
And
ones.
You got to catch them.
And they broke the lamp. Like when they were jumping, there was like lamps by the bed, and like it like fell
didn't
over.
even
So I'm
notice.
like assuming that it like broke or something.
Well, you can't catch them.
Lots of
Well, he had a
damage.
restraining order. Where's security? But it worked out. I got a restraining order.
Like he seemed so happy that he got a restraining order.
He didn't know. He don't know. He's an elf.
Or like that scene earlier when like she was in the shower and he was like singing with her. Like they showed
Didn't he
him
know?
before, like when he was in the North Pole.
Yeah, they had showers in the North
yeah,
Pole.
they had showers in the North Pole. So wouldn't he like know?
Okay, it says principal photography began on December 9th, 2002, and was wrapped on March 7th, 2003.
So September.
Filming took place in New York City as well as Vancouver, and Riverview Hospital in British Columbia.
So it's possible that they could have done it in slightly warmer weather and just laid snow out.
Yeah.
It's entirely
I don't know. It's
possible.
pretty cold in February and March.
Ah.
You know.
Well, but if they did more of the snow side filming back in September.
I mean, even in December, sometimes there's not snow.
Do you know they filmed in a mental hospital?
December.
What?
They filmed some of it in a mental hospital.
They what do you mean? Like, where was...
Filming at Riverview Hospital in Coquitlam,
Okay.
where they turned the mental health facility's vast grounds into New York Central Park.
Oh,
I didn't
that
know
makes
that.
sense.
That's not... They didn't film
so
in
that
Central
wasn't
Park?
in Central Park?
Wow.
So the Central Park portions were
How did we not know this?
the grounds of a mental facility.
Wow.
And, of course, Will Smith escaped. Well, Will Ferrell. I said Will Smith.
One of those Wills.
No. You don't understand how funny that is. Because I did another Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah.
And continuously, during the podcast, I kept saying Will Smith.
You did another Will Ferrell movie and was saying Will Smith?
Yes, I kept saying Will Smith.
Because they're so much alike.
I'm looking Will Ferrell in the face here.
I
And I'm
know.
going, Will Smith.
Yeah. Oh, close enough.
You keep my elf's name out of your mouth. Anyway. Oh,
Well, I mean,
You get too close.
they did it.
no.
If they did it in Central Park, there would probably be like more people walking by and stuff. They'll be like,
I figure it would probably
Yeah,
be
and then
more
you gotta-
difficult
Yeah.
then they have
to...
to pay.
Does that mean that they had to
like,
CGI
have
in the New York City line behind
Well,
them?
that's not too hard, do you think?
It's possibly not.
Green screen. Oh, he's ripping down the thing again.
Yeah.
At least he rips them down all over the
Yeah,
house.
yeah.
Just as he's
But there
going through,
is
just
a
aggravated.
million of those. I kind of want to do those again. Remember in grade school, construction paper, and you'd make the...
Oh, and they have the popcorn
garlands.
as a garland too. See?
Oh, yeah.
By the way, keep in mind that James Caan is the entire reason Santa can't fly.
I know.
He
didn't
has so
sing.
little
not
Christmas spirit
sing.
this entire movie that Santa crashed.
It was just James Caan. It wasn't
Just
the other... How many million? Like 7 million or so in New York City?
because his kid didn't believe and didn't have Christmas spirit. Because when he
Yeah.
sat in the sleigh and he finally got a little bit of Christmas spirit, it popped off the ground.
Yeah.
And then Mom started singing and it popped up a little bit more.
And
And
you-
they could get going.
And you don't have to be a good singer. You can be like me or Mary Steenburgen.
You
This
can
is
be
like-
like a cat in heat screeching.
It's kind of random, but like when they were, he woke up in the middle of the night to like decorate the whole house, and then they two were sleeping. But he decorated their room. So would he have to like go in their room while they were
Creepy.
sleeping to decorate?
I thought
their
that he
room?
did it while they were at work.
No,
But
he
no,
when
he
they
did
were-
it in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
and
a
they would
creepy.
be sleeping.
He's just like Santa.
So he would have to go in
He
their
knows
room,
when you're
be
sleeping and he
super
knows
quiet,
when you're awake.
and like decorate their room. And it's like right over their bed.
They stated
So,
that he only
that'd be
needed
very
45 minutes.
45
minutes,
minutes
yeah.
of sleep. Oh, I got a good night's sleep. 40 full minutes. And I was like, wait a minute. So what happens when you get a bad night's sleep?
Can we talk about Deb?
Amy Sedaris?
Yes, I love Amy Sedaris, but the whole thing with the cats, don't get me started.
sad. The Boston accent.
About declawing cats? What is she talking about?
This is one of the few roles that I can look at and say, Amy Sedaris is actually kind of cute in this.
I know. She could be on a Christmas card.
But she uses
He's
her
about to-
comedy for characters that are, like,
Yeah, yeah.
not very good
But
looking.
why does she say she's never
They could
declawed
talk
kittens?
about
Never
anything
declawed
else.
kittens?
Why
You never
can't
heard
the-
that line?
No, I didn't hear that line.
No, she's one of her friends calls her and she goes, I don't know, I've never declawed kittens. How many? What was it, 7? Okay, I'm like,
But like,
what?
they could talk
Why?
about anything else. Why did the director make them
Right?
say that? Like, they could have.
I'm assuming
anything
she
else.
meant clip the cat's nails because
But they
otherwise
said declawed.
Yeah.
They literally said declawed.
I'm like, ugh.
So, wait, has she declawed other things? Has
Maybe adult cats. She said she hasn't declawed kittens. Why is she declawing things?
Well, yeah, but just because she insinuated she's never declawed kittens doesn't mean that she hasn't declawed other animals. I've never declawed kittens before, but there was this one horse.
Now,
that
New York.
Horses don't have claws. This one horse did. You know, just...
Sounds like something she would say. But that was they made that illegal. One of the first states was either New York or New Jersey.
How long ago, though? 'Cause this
Probably after this.
It's possibly it was after this.
Probably. But still,
Because declawing cats is a fairly
So,
popular thing
it's
for...
still legal in a lot of states.
Wait,
Oh,
when
it
was
is.
this movie?
Yeah.
Movie
My
made?
former boss, which I won't name the vet practice, was
That's-
still doing them.
Because a lot of places, they don't see animals as, actual members of your family. They
Yeah.
are a pet and an accessory.
Well, I think people don't understand the extent of the declawing. It'd be like the equivalent of cutting your fingers off at the knuckle, at the first knuckle. It's not just removing the nail.
Yeah, it's like not. People probably think that it's just like the actual nail.
This just got really serious. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
so,
it's not.
let's move. Well,
Let's move on.
I think that they had her do the kittens thing.
Yeah.
Because Amy Sedaris in general always had weird, kind of quirky characters, and that plays to her personality.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you two of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Okay.
Two of my favorite scenes in the movie are we're actually at the scene. It's playing in the background right now. It's basically where Buddy the Elf gets the syrup from his 26-year-old friend who's actually
really
in his
46.
40s. And he ends up doing a whole freaking dance on the work table.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite scenes in this movie. The second favorite scene is the montage scene of the first date that he has.
Oh, yeah.
And it ends with him kissing her on the cheek, and she's like, "You missed." And then they kiss.
And they did that in the drag show. It was so adorable.
Yes, but not for nothing.
It was New York. That was the first.
As much as I love Will Ferrell as an
it was
actor,
2019.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
It wasn't until 2019 that it was illegal in New York.
It was New York, but it was.
So they were
wasn't
16
2019.
years behind.
so yeah, you can still do it. Here.
But like friends call me up to cook their cat's nails. I'm the cat nail lady. But
Cook?
I wouldn't declaw a cat.
Wait,
Yeah.
cook?
Clip.
Oh, I thought you said cook their cat's nails. I was like, I misheard that.
I am not a good cook, but I wouldn't go that far.
Yes, I've been looking forward to a little bit of that cat nail soup that you make. Could you
With
cook
a
it up for me?
little bit of cat litter in there for seasoning.
These aren't- you didn't boil these down enough. They're still a little spiky.
Oh my god. Oh
No.
my god.
But no, the reason why I like the
it's
scene.
very sucky.
I this whole scene in the mailroom is great.
Oh my gosh, the shiny mailroom.
The gentleman that sounds like the Big Show but isn't the Big Show. He's the Little Show. You know.
This guy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the guy. I can't remember his name.
I'm
for the life
going
of
in
me.
the flow. I don't know, but he said he was his best friend.
Well, I think that he says that to like everybody. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're my best friend, and this guy's my best friend, and everybody else here is also my best friend." So everybody
he
ends up
reminds me
being
of
his
somebody.
best friend.
I think a guy I used to work with.
This
Yeah.
is Mark Akeson as the mailroom guy. They didn't give an actual name for the mailroom
Mailroom
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
He's just-
he didn't have a name.
But he had like more lines than some people in this
know.
movie. You know, I just go with the flow.
I mean, look at all the American Pie movies. That guy was always just Jim's dad.
Right.
He never had a name.
But
Because parents, we don't have names.
just Jim's
We're
dad.
just, Morgan's
Or like
mom.
when I was in the Grinch in kindergarten, whenever
First grade.
mom would come to pick me up, it would be like, the mouse's mom is here.
I was the mouse's mom for a whole year. Yep. You know how it is. You're young. You're so young. My papa didn't make Master Tinker until he was 490.
And the mailroom guy says that he is like 26 or something, but he's actually like
490.
This guy thinks it's a joke, and he's like,
Yeah. 490.
and they're just laying in the packages doing this. Just
Now, how
Two
come
big
Papa
things of
Elf,
packages.
he forgot to settle down? He was really working that much. Never,
in
he
400,
never.
490 years. Well, you saw how the work was there.
Yeah, that's
They had
true.
just finished making the gifts. We have just finished everything. It's a great year's of work.
Now
you
on
know
to
what?
next.
It's time to start preparing for next year, and they go right back to making
They
the
don't
gifts.
even get a vacation. I
Or
like the
even-
Christmas movies where they at least get a week's vacation between.
I think their vacation is making more toys.
Yeah.
Or like
fun
even
for them.
in Nightmare Before Christmas, I remember when like Halloween was over or something, that, like the day after they would
Just
start
364 more days.
they would start for the next Halloween.
Morgan is wearing their Nightmare Before Christmas pajama pants and their elf t-shirt that says, "Smiling is
My favorite.
my favorite."
Smiling is my favorite.
Five
Okay,
below.
now work is your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay? Work is your favorite. Okay?
There's no singing at the North Pole. Yes, there
Yes,
is.
there is. This isn't the more
I
pole.
just
Yes, it
now
is.
they have the
No,
dance
it's not.
thing where
Yes, it
he's
is.
doing like a Russian dance there, and
And then he's like,
I love the
"Oop,
guy
there
that gets
it
really
is."
excited.
You can tell he's
Like, why
using
is he
a
getting-
harness.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
That guy is not.
Yeah.
But the part where
Look at he gets so excited. Yeah.
The other guy.
Hey, you know what would be really funny if the guy that was actually doing it was John C. Reilly,
Nah.
the guy that does like all
Yeah.
those other movies with him.
Step Brothers.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. What was that? Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, Step
was
Brothers.
it.
There was
Step Brothers.
Talladega Nights, and he also
love
did
his
that
hat.
horrible Sherlock and Watson film.
Oh, I didn't see
Oh,
that
yeah,
one.
the hat.
It's so bad.
But look at this hat. It looks so warm.
It goes with the whole Russian dance he did just
Yeah,
a
Oh
few
that's
yeah,
what I
years
was
ago.
gonna say.
that's
It
true.
looks
Yeah,
like
there's
the
a whole
Russian
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 theme here.
hat.
But the reason why I liked the kiss at the end
Yeah.
was because and it's not a good reason that I like it, but any scene that Will Ferrell is required to kiss the person that he's with,
Yeah.
it always looks awkward. But
He looks awkward.
Zooey Deschanel did a good job of not making it look awkward.
Yeah. It's so sweet.
So I think that Zoe was definitely a good counter. I would say a counterpoint to his manic activity.
Like, I like the contrast between the beginning, which is just trying to get through the holidays, and his spirit is just rubbing off on her, and she's just going back to the childlike sense of wonderment of the holiday.
They end up having a kid, right?
Yeah, Susie.
Yeah.
Susie.
Which, as I said, I had seen the movie
We've really seen this
thousands
like
of times. And it was only yesterday that I noticed the hat on the baby was Susie, must be named after his mother, Susan Wells. How did I miss that?
Well,
I assume other people did not catch on to it, because I feel...
you pointed it out to me.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
I did not
you
catch
did,
on.
yeah.
I haven't seen it as many times as you have. So
Yeah, but I didn't never notice the forks hanging when they're having dinner.
Yeah.
Morgan noticed the forks
Like
hanging
when
from
they're
the ceiling.
decorating, he used like whatever he could find.
you've got to understand that Christmas movie watching in this house is a difficult time of year for everyone. It's a very difficult time of year because, like I said, my wife likes a certain kind of Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And
I like
I-
a comedy.
I
Oh,
just-
Peter Dinklage. Here comes Peter Dinklage.
The way
I
that,
love how his introduction is the doors opening and then
And
seeing
you don't see him,
nobody.
yeah.
Just
Miles
nobody.
Finch. Miles Finch.
and I love the way that they like show his feet and they make him
They're
look
so
like
scared of him.
tall and like
That made no
Yeah.
sense to me, though.
What?
Right there. That particular scene made no sense to me.
What, when they show his legs?
When they show, they're going Miles Finch,
Yeah.
Miles Finch in the
Yeah.
doorway, but somebody walks by at head level.
Yeah.
So were they focusing on her walking behind him?
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, I don't know.
Like, were they just looking at him just being right in front of her while she was walking behind him?
Oh. You mean the ones that were in the doorway?
Yeah, the ones that were in the doorway, because
Oh, yeah.
it looks like they're looking at the person that's head level, not the person that, Peter Dinklage, who's definitely a little lower to the floor.
oh yeah, they're looking like straight ahead, not like down.
But, I mean,
But which is-
just his talent, my God. He's so different from the
Which-
Lannister. Which Lannister?
But like
Tyrion.
I think
Tyrion.
they do it
Yeah.
because like they're trying to make it look like he's like
Because I love
Taller,
Tyrion,
maybe?
but this character,
Oh,
I
so
would
much.
I would be scared of him.
Which, by the way, I'm gonna do this thing that I do on my podcast, a standard thing, because I apologize for some of the things that I say, even though sometimes we say some vulgar stuff. I'm going to go back and just say that for a person of Peter Dinklage's stature,
Yeah.
to refer to them as lower to the floor is probably not a great idea. It's,
Who said that?
I just
You
did.
said that?
No, I just did.
Yeah.
I have
like
said-
in, like I said, the Avengers movie when he was a giant. I'm like, that was perfect casting.
oh I love
Cast
this
him as
part
a giant.
where Elf is like
Oh, he's so
"Love and I
offensive."
love and I don't care.
You're an
Oh,
elf.
yeah. You're
But
an
he
elf.
doesn't realize
Oh,
that
a
he's
South
being
Pole elf.
offensive.
Yeah, exactly. But if you took this out of context, you'd be like, wow.
No.
Especially now, you wouldn't be able to, what a difference in movies
You would
20
have
years ago.
the problem. I'm gonna just say this with my tongue bit at the same time. I can't say it with my tongue bit at the same time because it sounds very weird trying to talk like that.
Yeah, I don't
But,
advise that.
The problem is that people are very butthurt sensitive about a lot of stuff right now. And I can understand when you use something in the context of an insult being upset about it.
Yeah.
But when you're using something in the context of a joke,
Yeah. Well, that's comedy.
Comedy.
If you're not offended, is it really funny?
right.
I've always straddled the fence there with that with some comedians that are just
I think
go
that
too far.
as popular as social media is right now, the problem with the whole the reason why you don't see a lot of comedies anymore, why you're seeing horror movies and you're seeing action films and you're seeing dramas that are interlaced with a little bit of comedy.
Yeah.
But you're not seeing pure comedy films is because of this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the jokes, people would just walk out, I am so offended.
Yeah.
This is not meant to be offensive.
Yeah.
None of this scene
They'll
was
be
meant to be
canceled,
offensive. He
you
comes
know?
from
Yeah.
a world of elves.
Yeah. I mean, they
And-
would probably still do this joke now, but it's a different world even 10, 20 years. when Morgan watches the old, 80s and 90s shows with me, like, they're probably surprised. Like, these kids now that are watching shows, like, even Friends, how, things now would be so offensive. The fat shaming, the trans issues, like Chandler's dad. Like, you got to view it from that time period.
And that was very accepting for the time that Friends came out.
Yeah, but now it's a different world.
Only part that I was offended about with Chandler's dad being a trans woman is that they chose to use Kathleen Turner.
Yeah.
They used an actual woman with a husky voice to make her a trans man.
Well, they also didn't have that many trans actors back then.
Possibly not, but they could have tried a little harder.
Yeah.
They really could have.
Yeah.
I mean, you had like Tim Curry.
Yeah.
You could have tried.
Are we
a little
boring
harder
you?
for that.
This one's laying their head
I'm just
down.
Tired.
Oh, it's been an exhausting morning. There's been a lot of cocoa, a lot of sugar.
There's been a lot of talking, yes. A lot of Dunkin' Munchkins.
Do you have any scenes that you didn't particularly like in the movie? Things that you didn't enjoy?
The gum.
Eating
the used gum.
Eating the gum off the subway.
No, that
was
is definitely...
disgusting.
I can't watch that part.
Okay.
You notice when he's on the bridge, is that intentionally supposed to be like, It's a Wonderful Life?
Yeah.
I'm like...
Right, where he is...
But
mind
that
you, in
could
A
get a
Wonderful
little
Life,
dark.
that he was about to jump.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I had the feeling that was where they were going.
Where they were going with
but
that.
I'm glad he didn't, like, step over or any... But he didn't have an angel come either. That would have been... I could see George Carlin coming in and just playing an angel, talking to him or something.
I didn't particularly like James Caan's boss in this.
Oh, the fact that
I was not really fond of that. I understand where they were going with that.
Yeah.
But there are people that I think could have stepped in his shoes that would have done a slightly better job.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that I didn't particularly like. And I believe I also mentioned the interesting bit at the end of the film.
I'm still listening.
Yeah, you're still listening. You got
I have a ring notification. I want to make sure Nana didn't
try to get a hold of you.
No, somebody hit somebody's car with a truck.
Okay.
Geez.
If you did that, shame on you.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, the ring notification for the neighbors thing comes up the same as if somebody's at my door. So I was okay.
So we were talking
edit that out
earlier about his family being almost solely responsible for the lack of Christmas spirit in the world.
Yeah,
because
that's a lot of
literally
pressure.
They had all these people around the area that were watching him or watching Zooey Deschanel's character singing and getting everybody else singing, and then it's the son Michael, the son that
up yours.
That in the back where his first little belief got it up to 20%.
Yeah.
And then the mom joins in singing and they don't get it almost up to 80%.
Yeah.
The last 20% was contingent upon James Caan singing and getting into the Christmas spirit.
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
there's like
So
all
it was
those other
all
people.
up to James Caan.
There was 5
What if they
inches.
had a bigger crowd in Central Park? Would they even need James Caan? Is it the fact that not everybody was singing? Not the amount of the singing, but the people that weren't singing?
Well,
and like you said, he would have, if
singing.
he didn't start singing right then, Santa would have crashed into this crowd of people. At least one person would have been dead.
There was 5 inches between the story, does Santa really exist? We'll never know. And the other story, Santa plows into a group of children and carolers.
In New York 1.
Takes out New York 1.
She's good when I thought she was a real news person.
Oh, what about that creepy guy? You've got a nice mouth. You've got a great mouth.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It was like way too much.
Yeah. Hit on the news person.
And she's just smiling and giggling.
That's something I would do though. I'm so
You've got a great
inappropriate.
mouth. I don't care if I am a
I have hit on
newscaster.
actors and stuff, and in front of Jacob when he was like 9. I'm hitting on Josh McDermott from Walking Dead.
I feel there's a weird line between guys hitting on girls and girls hitting on guys.
Yeah, that was definitely. Yeah.
Like, the guys take it to, like, a creepy level. Sometimes when the girls do it, it's a lot more flattering.
Well, it's like I've said before, like, I'm horrible at remembering people's names when I first... So I call everybody Hun. It's a little different if I was a man. I don't know if I could get away with calling everybody Hun and Honey and Sweetie. But...
I get away with it in certain circumstances.
Yeah.
You gotta know the person.
Yeah, I'm not doing that so much with strangers,
Just you
But
walk up to
I'm
a
like
stranger.
Big Poppy.
Hi, hon.
Big Poppy was called Big Poppy because he was calling everybody Poppy because he couldn't remember names.
Right.
You know, and that's me. I can't remember names, so everybody's Hun.
So your nickname is Big Hun.
Hun. Look how long it took me to remember Morgan's new name.
We've got two
And
last
I'm the mother.
bits. Okay.
Two last bits.
Two last little bits before we go to the second half of the podcast.
Oh, okay. What are we talking about in our last bits?
Best and worst job acting in the film. You took all these notes. You're sitting
No, I know, but they weren't. I don't even know what I was talking about. Like, why did I put Legos? Okay.
Oh, because we
The
liked
Lego
how,
movie?
No, because I you liked how they did like the in the store.
Yeah, when they built all the
they
Lego
built all the
village.
Legos. I think
Yeah.
that's what you
And then,
were
of course,
talking about.
Santa batter up. Boom.
Yes.
Steel pipe
Oh,
in
I
the toy
like.
department.
I like. No, I
Right?
think that was wrapping paper.
No, it
No,
was.
it made a
It was
clang.
when we did the drag show. They used wrapping paper.
No, they used wrapping paper.
Are you sure?
When they were
Maybe they
fighting.
just used
Because
special
why would they
effects.
have a steel pole at the thing?
Well,
It would make more sense because
It's the store.
it had to have been much harder than wrapping paper because of the fact that when they hit those Legos, they went flying.
Yeah, could have just
You're not
been
going to get that kind of impact with wrapping paper.
maybe off of a rack. Maybe he broke a rack or something. You know, they have, you know. I love when he, you know, like you said, he's supposed to be like that Sasquatch picture when he's walking,
Yeah.
The Sasquatch video of
where it's
him
all
as Elf.
blurry and the way.
and
the way
that
he
he was
walks like
walking,
that.
like the arms spread apart.
And this part makes me want ramen every time. That is
Yeah.
a loud ass car. Or is
I
that
have-
a motorcycle? Jeez,
Yeah, that's a
dirt
motorcycle
bike.
or a dirt bike.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We live on a bad street, so we apologize for the noise in the background. We live on a bad street, and I do most of my recordings literally in the front corner of the house, which is directly on the main street.
Just do it in
middle
the
of-
bathroom. Just go in the.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. We might be
Maybe
able
we
to
should
cut
do it
that
at
out.
my house sometime because I'm not on a main street. But I do have a
Yeah.
lot of loud neighbors.
Street is-
Sometimes neighbors like Nicole.
That's all right. We can get really noisy too. You're giving Nicole a shout out now too.
Yeah. You know,
Nicole's
God love her.
watching
Those are her adult children, and I can't wait till mine are grown. I'm gonna go get.
I love my adult child
Right?
too.
But-
Children, actually, I guess he's 19
Yeah.
now, so adult. Yeah.
But I'm gonna get one of those tiny houses in the middle of the woods. Just get a bunch of goats. Set.
Tiny houses
Learn to
and
make
goats.
goat
That's
cheese.
that's your dream existence, like outside of.
In the middle of nowhere.
Just with like.
I don't even
toads
need.
and
As
stuff.
long as I can get Grubhub or something.
You just have like a cottage.
I told my son what he should do. What you do is you get a tract of land, go in on it with
Yeah.
all of your friends, and
Yeah.
everybody buys a tiny house and just pave one thing down the middle. Everybody gets a little carport and just.
Or the
Tiny
Golden
house
Girls
village.
thing. So many of my female friends were like, "Oh, we want to get a Golden Girls, get a little house
And
in Florida, but not Florida."
with the goats, you need to get miniature cows. They're the cutest thing ever.
Miniature cows.
They're so fluffy and they're tiny and they're so cute. I keep seeing like photos of them.
Oh yeah,
and they're,
Morgan
like,
wants
the
to be a vet,
cutest animals
so
ever.
we are very obsessed
They're like
with animals.
fluffy little baby cows.
Are you gonna go to the
They're
Anarchy?
so cute.
Yeah, they want to. Yeah, Jacob's grades weren't good enough. Can you believe back when we went there, they'd take anybody.
They were like, "Are you failing out of your other school?"
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
come here.
Did you get kicked out for fighting? Yeah, come to
Let me see your
Aggie.
transcripts. Wow, D. Yeah,
Okay.
you sound like a good job. You
Now
should do
you straight A's. You got it's like trying to get
Same thing
into
with
a
Whittier.
Ivy
Now
League.
it's like the other way around.
Which is a shame because it's a
Like-
good alternative for kids that maybe need some CTE, that maybe a 4-year college is not in their best interest, that maybe
that might be struggling with the basic work, but might need to learn a trade.
yeah. And the thing was they took into account his grades during the pandemic when they were still on Zoom, and his grades suffered there having ADHD and trying to do online school.
Yeah.
And none of the kids used the cameras. They would all turn their cameras off. I don't think he was even going to the classes. But before that, he had gotten great grades, and now he's got like straight A's. Oh, the little cows.
Yeah.
I feel like
they're,
with
like,
all the
super
information
fluffy.
that I've given out over the years, I may have accidentally doxed myself. Like people can go back through all this stuff and just. That's maybe
I know.
one of our tens of listeners. you know?
Tens of tens. Yep. Oh, that looks like AI.
It's
Look
a
at that.
baby
That looks like an
miniature
AI cow.
It does, but I think there are cows like that. There
Yeah.
are
Yeah, the miniature. It's like a baby miniature cow.
Oh my gosh.
this mini
Oh
cow.
my
I wonder.
goodness.
But they're tiny.
There's not enough animals in
and
the movie
fluffy.
Elf. We really need more animals.
That's where you get those little cartons of milk
This is
from.
like an actual.
the little cartons.
like it's so fluffy.
Oh
I love how much you love the cows. They're
Like,
adorable.
I don't like actual
Is that not my
cows,
child?
but,
This
like,
is
they're
so my
fluffy.
child.
What about like those miniature
so
pot-bellied
cute.
pigs?
Yeah, but they're not really like bred like miniature. Like they actually like they're sickly. Supposedly they're underfed or something. That they're not really.
What, the pigs?
So I've heard. Yeah, that they're not actually that's not a breed. Oh, I don't know, but you can't trust any pictures nowadays because everything's AI.
No, but
At least
like,
you can still kind of tell with AI.
I know it's a real breed because I saw pictures.
No, I know
before.
that. That's
yeah,
what-
and
yeah.
like I keep seeing like TikTok
But like some of
videos.
those pictures look like AI. It
Well-
doesn't mean they're not.
Well, I'm seeing TikTok videos that look exactly like that, not
Okay.
like the
Just
other
because
one
they
that I
have-
showed you.
Well, see, that's what we're at, that blurred line that in a couple years you won't be able to tell any AI, and you'll be talking to somebody or see something and you could have sworn it's real.
Just because there's an entire breed of cows out there that somehow have Chihuahua DNA in them doesn't mean that those pictures are not real.
No, I know. But you know how they have that quality that kind of looks like, probably just really
Yeah.
photoshopped too a little bit.
It's a really, really pretty picture. It almost looks unreal. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
People Photoshop the hell out of things. Like half the pictures you see on Instagram.
Or they
Yeah.
could have just like drawn.
And then
on
you
it
meet
a
the
little bit,
person.
and then, cause like
I mean, you know that they're good with angles.
Mm.
or like just like I love Old Orchard, and then like the beach is like really pretty, and then I saw this photo of like it's a beautiful sunset, but I'm not sure if it's like AI drawing or like actually real, because like the colors are like
Don't even know. You can't even tell.
you can't like
Besides, I mean, it's all kind of fake because we're living in a simulation. Oh, don't tell people. If we ever find out, if we ever prove it's a simulation, they'll turn it off.
I really like the idea of me being some kind of extraterrestrial version of The Sims.
I think, yeah, that's.
I
kind
want
of-
to meet the guy that's been controlling me because what the hell, man?
Do you think there's one person controlling one person, or do you think it's just a JavaScript and they've just?
I like the idea.
Hi.
I like the idea of me being like I'm playing a video game while somebody else is playing me as a video game
Right?
somehow.
It gets really complicated
Or
if you
like
think
you
it's
play
so
The
meta.
Sims while someone else is like playing you as a Sim.
So we've hurt my brain with the meta idea of me being a sim being played by
We
somebody.
don't
who's
want to
putting
go
me in
into
a
that
sim.
too much because then we're going to get shut down, the simulation, and
Definitely.
we'll be poofed out of existence.
Well, I'd rather be poofed out of
Sure.
existence rather than being brought into some other existence like
Ugh.
Neo from the Matrix.
Oh my gosh, no. I just leave me in the goo.
That's-
goo.
you haven't seen the Matrix yet.
Oh
This
no,
is
you have
probably-
to see the Matrix.
It's
Yeah.
probably a few years.
Yeah.
I think.
No,
Matrix
they could handle it now.
They can handle the Matrix.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the goo scene is probably the worst scene
These
in the
kids
entire movie.
nowadays, man, they've seen it all.
Nowadays.
All right, so back to the question I asked a moment ago. Both favorite and least favorite performance.
And I said, well, the least was the gum.
No, performance, not scene. Like the people performing in the
Oh,
movie.
yes.
Oh.
Oh. We said Amy Sedaris.
I don't know. any
I
of the
love
names of the
Zoe
people,
Deschanel.
Okay.
I love The New Girl. I could have watched another couple seasons of that.
I've already given you my least favorite. I wasn't
the
particularly.
Boss Man.
I'm trying to remember if that. I think that is that Michael Lerner. I want to say.
No, I've seen him in other things, and I don't like his characters.
I'm trying to.
but I
remember
can't
his
remember what.
name. Like off the top of my head, I can't remember
I
his
think you
name.
did the wrong code there, child.
It is Michael Lerner.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Michael Lerner is probably one of my least favorite performances in the movie. But I've liked him in other things.
Oh, okay.
So just because I don't like him here doesn't mean I don't like him
Yeah.
in general. He's in one of my favorite
Let me s-
horror/thriller movies from the 80s.
I'm trying to remember what he has been in.
What he's been
I'm
in.
one of those IMDb people that cannot watch a movie without looking up every single person.
Have you ever done that thing where you watch a movie and you realize they're like it's somebody that was new to that movie, but they have been in like everything?
Not
since
Michael
then?
Learned.
Michael Lerner.
No,
Michael Lerner. Lerner. Michael Lerner.
oh, this dude.
He's been in movies like Barton Fink, Disney's
Okay, that's
Blank
not
Check.
the one I'm seeing. But are you on IMDb?
I am on IMDb. I was on IMDb. I'm not there anymore. But that's who we're looking at right there, Michael Lerner.
Oh no, I don't see them on here.
I did some
Why do
regular
I not
old Googling.
Oh, I don't know the
Like
Google.
I did the
Google.
Google.
It's probably just I could just look under
Like Google.
because there's a female actress, Michael Learned.
Right.
That's who I thought you meant at first.
No, that's not
She's
who-
not in that. No.
And I would
Anyway.
say, I think
Oh, Lerner, Lerner. Is that how you spelled it?
L-E-R-N-E-R,
I was thinking
yes.
with an A. Oh, he died
Lerna.
this year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Did he pass away?
April 8th.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Oh, and as we said, what was his name? Michael Tay.
Michael Tay?
Happy birthday to Michael Tay, the
I don't think his
original
name's
Michael.
Michael Tay.
Oh, Daniel Tay.
Daniel Tay. I was going to say,
He
it's
played
not Michael
Michael.
Tay. Michael's
He played
his name in the
Michael.
movie.
Yes. And I happened to notice it was his birthday today. And happy 20th. I don't know what day this movie came out.
And who are your favorite and least favorite performers in the movie?
Oh, I don't know any of the names of the people.
Well, that's
Well,
okay.
you
The
can just
characters.
name the characters.
Like Elf.
Yeah.
Papa Elf.
I don't
You
know.
didn't like Papa
Who
Elf?
doesn't love Bob Newhart?
I know.
Though Bob
Kids
Newhart's
that
like
didn't
old
grow up in the
school for-
80s. Yeah.
was old school for my father. That's what
Yeah.
Bob Newhart is that old.
I know. My parents used to watch that. Well, I remember the Newhart show when he had the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that one.
It's more of a, I
There
think it
was
was a
one
bed and
before that.
breakfast.
The
My name's
character's name
Daryl,
was
this is my brother
Fulton.
Daryl, and this is my other brother
Yeah.
Daryl.
Well, Daryl
Gee,
and
that's a
Daryl
lot
and
of
Daryl.
Like Daryl Dixon.
No.
They were all Daryls.
Yeah.
They kind of looked like I don't think the Marx brothers a little bit. So, who do you like?
My favorite's probably Elf.
Okay.
Obviously.
Will Ferrell, yeah.
I don't know who my least favorite would be because I like all the people.
You don't have to
You
hate it.
do,
You don't have to
yeah.
dislike anybody. If you like them
Yeah.
all, you like them all.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine.
Francisco, I like. I remember
Yeah.
taking a picture of a soda can once that said Francisco, one of the Coke cans. I was like, Francisco!
Oh God, when they have the cans.
Yeah,
Sure.
the names.
I wonder how many people actually bought cans of soda to give to other people, though.
Yeah. No, I would just take a picture and tag the person in it.
Because that was the whole thing, is to
Yeah.
share a Coke. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Share
yeah.
this with somebody.
Never saw a Fara, though.
Oh, and I didn't really like the mom actor. I don't know. I just kind of
Mary Steenburgen?
her voice was just kind of annoying.
Oh, no.
I mean,
Do you remember when we used to watch Last Man on Earth?
yeah.
She was on that.
Oh.
She
That's
was one
right,
of them.
she was.
Yeah.
another
It's
movie, a
just like
TV
in
show
a
that
few
I
of
thought
the
could
scenes,
last.
her voice
Yeah,
was
that was canceled too soon.
really annoying.
And they had some good little guest, roles there.
I think that was sort of the point to a lot of the things, is to just sort of have a grating voice to it.
Yeah. She was good at that.
But I think she was pretty good for what she was in this.
Yeah.
I
She
understand
wasn't
the
supposed to
voice.
be the star. She's just,
She was like Janice before Janice was Janice.
Oh, yeah. Or the nanny. Fran
Fran
Drescher.
Drescher.
Oh, boy.
Jeez. Oh, good lord! And you do that, and the first thought I was waiting for the, because I was waiting for Urkel, because Urkel kind of laughed.
Do you
the
remember
same
when I
way.
used to snort when I would laugh?
Yeah,
Like,
I remember. Yes.
I try to not do that anymore. I'm a grown up now.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, and the last little bit here is give this movie a rating 1 out of 11.
1 out of 11. That's odd.
11.
I don't know if you've seen. You may not have seen this movie, Spinal Tap.
Think back in the day, I might have.
Back in the day. Okay, so there's a whole gag
Yeah.
that they do. We're trying new things. We don't know if this is our rating system. This is so fucking chaotic that we have gone through like 12 different rating systems.
Oh my god.
So it's like 5 years, 12 different rating systems, because we can never stick with
2
anything.
candy canes up. I don't know.
But this humors us for right now. 2 candy canes up. We'll just give it 2 candy canes up. There you go. 2 candy canes up.
I give it
Technical
11.
I'd say 10.5.
Only 10.5.
It's like almost.
But that's our favorite Christmas movie, isn't it?
But
I
is it
know,
your
but
favorite
like
movie?
you have to have
Hmm.
room to improve.
Top 10.
so-
Somewhere in the top 10.
I like your theory. You have to have room to improve.
Oh, that's what they used to, like, in school when they would give us, like, B's or whatever, or A minus. You gotta have somewhere to work up to.
You have to aspire
Oh,
to
God,
do
I
better
hated that.
Why
Just,
couldn't
than what you
just-
think is your
just
best.
give me an A.
Just give an A if
Right?
you do it good.
Oh my
like
gosh.
if they're just giving you a B,
Especially
just
in
to,
elementary school. I was such a little
like,
nerd.
You could,
Oh, my God. I used to like reading. What was wrong with me?
you could be like DJ and Full House because we were watching Full House yesterday.
They wanted to watch
But,
Full House for some reason yesterday.
She didn't say egg. She was stuck
An
in a room
omelet
of
head.
egg-
An
egg
omelet
heads.
head.
She was stuck in a room of omelet heads.
Omelet heads. That's a lot of eggs in
So
one
there
flat
were-
pan.
Right? One classroom of...
You're not just one egghead. You're a lot of
Wow.
eggs flat in a pan. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take 5 minutes. So we got 2 candy canes up at 10.5. Oh wait, I didn't even rate it.
An
did I?
11. Well, yeah.
All right.
What
Can
are
I
you
give
rating?
it? Can I give it 2 candy cane?
Hey.
2 candy canes and a 10.
Sure.
I'll give it 2 candy.
A 10 out of 11?
I've watched a lot of Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Okay, I've watched the good, the bad, and some really ugly ones. And yes, I will give this a 10.
Okay, can we
It's
say
like a lot
what
better than
other
movies.
what are your other favorite Christmas or holiday movies?
What are my other favorite Christmas or holiday movies? Well, see, mind you, I like horror films. I like
Yeah.
action films.
Yeah.
I'm the guy's guy.
Yeah.
My favorite Christmas
Hard.
movie, there you go,
Yeah.
Die Hard.
That's
Which I
my
did not
friend.
see until a couple years ago.
One kid in my
Yeah, I'd
class
say it's a Christmas
was, like,
movie.
Ollie, or like one time we were like sharing like during like morning meeting or something like what our favorite Christmas movie was, and he said Die Hard. It's like the most random Christmas movie.
These are 10-year-olds.
out of like no one else said that. He was just like
Well, mine,
It's
like-
original Grinch,
Okay.
National Lampoons,
Okay.
and A Christmas Story.
When you say original Grinch, what are you talking about?
The 1960 whatever,
Okay,
Boris
okay, the
Karloff.
animated
There's
one.
so
The
many,
original
like,
animated, yes, the
Grinches.
OG.
I
know.
like the one that's like from 5 years ago. I hate the live action one.
Well, with what's his face?
Like I
Jim
like
Carrey.
I like the old one, but like the one that's from like 5 years ago. I don't know. I just like really like it.
Yeah.
And the National Lampoon's my second favorite
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
We almost met the cast, too, of that.
And definitely A Christmas Story and Fred Claus.
The only problem that I really have with the most recent one is they took a lot of the Dr. Seuss out of it. So a lot of that rhyming sensibility that you
Oh,
get
yeah, it
with
was
the
just
other
that
ones.
generic,
Yeah.
2020s type of kids movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it not even the Lorax was more Seussical.
I like
Yeah, I love the Lorax. It's like one of my favorite movies.
I liked Tim Allen in the Santa Claus.
Oh, yes,
That
we
was
do
a good
have a
one.
Santa Claus. I liked the new show, the miniseries of the Santa Clauses.
There's
Oh
a
yeah, I watched it with my friend one time and it was so good.
You watched it with me like last
I know,
year.
and I watched it with my friend.
You watching movies with your
Cam.
friends too now?
I was with my friend Cam and her mom when I went
Yeah.
to hang out with them, and it was like raining
Well, they're only
outside.
allowed to watch,
So we went inside, and then we were watching
PG or lesser. Yeah.
There's another film from like way back when that I liked. It's not really on popular release anywhere that I can think of. I think the last copy I saw of it was on VHS, and it's just called Rudolph. It was an old
Not the original Franklin and Bass.
no, it was not the
Or
not
Bat.
the
What was it called?
claymation one.
Yeah, I
but
know. I love the claymation ones.
It was
the
a live action film.
Rankin.
that
Why did I
centered
say
around Rudolph.
Rankin and Bass? Right.
Oh yeah,
Right.
the Rudolph movie and the Frosty the Snowman ones. Those were really good.
I went to go watch them last night. Now you got to pay.
Then the one with the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah, that was the Rudolph, the original.
Right.
Yeah.
And don't we have a plate that says like the Island of Misfit Toys?
Yeah, and Nana went and used it. I'm like, it's not a plate. It's for decoration.
Was the second one the one that had the heat miser and the cold miser?
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was, yeah. I remember they did a sequel to the Frosty with John Goodman
Oh, good lord.
back in the 90s.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
back when.
Yeah.
But then I also have like horror films that I love that are
Yeah.
based around Christmas. The one that I just watched recently, the Deadly
David-
Games one, was really good. David what?
Violent Night was that the one?
No, that was Deadly Games.
No, the one with David Harbour.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
no, that's Violent Night.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
That's pretty.
I
good.
watched that last year. Oh, that you didn't see that, did you?
No, I didn't see it, but I was seeing like commercials and stuff. For
Oh.
that here.
Yeah, I like anything
It
with
looked
David
good.
Harbour.
I don't like horror movies,
Not
but it looked
anything.
good.
No, I did not see his new when he did Hellboy,
Yeah, no.
because I still think of Hellboy as Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman is Hellboy. I think
He's
that-
another one that was at Rhode Island Comic Con. We were gonna meet. They had the whole Sons of Anarchy cast there. Oh my god.
That would have been nice.
Oh my gosh. Next time. This one gets sick all the time. Every time we travel or
I don't even
anything.
know if it was like it wasn't the flu, it wasn't COVID, it wasn't what was the other thing?
We were thinking
And it wasn't
meningitis because
strep
all of a sudden
throat.
they said I can't move my neck.
Like I literally couldn't move my neck without like
It's some virus.
so bad.
But that's how it is with kids.
The kids get all sorts of things. They pick them up
Yeah,
from
they're little
everybody.
fomites.
We're going to take 5 minutes to take a little break here and let some of my favorite podcasts speak for themselves. We do our little shout-outs in the middle. We have other podcasts that we've worked with just kind of float us a little audio clip to promote their podcast, and that's where our sponsorships go.
Oh, okay.
They don't sponsor us.
Oh,
we just give them a shout-out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll be back.
This is Two Chicks Talking Flicks, where we review movies. We try to dig deeper and go more in depth.
And profound for me.
Yeah, for me, I'm just like, what? We even bring up relevant topics.
I remember from Punky Brewster that you don't go inside the fridge.
And we're here to have those tough conversations. Mm-hmm.
And she was wearing a white dress, which
was yellow.
Huh?
It was yellow. So if this sounds like the podcast for you, please enjoy. New episodes every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rachel.
And I'm Matt.
We are the hosts of the Strange and Beautiful Book Club. On the Strange and Beautiful Book Club, Matt and I share our adventures discovering forgotten movies, television shows, and books in the science fiction, horror, and fantasy genre.
Not necessarily good movies, though.
Oh, certainly not. We love a good, bad movie. The quirkier, the funnier, the more campy, the better.
But we talk about some classics, too.
Of course, we can't ignore our favorites like Highlander or the 1990s vampire cop television show, Forever Night, which we are currently covering one episode at a time.
As if I could forget.
Oh, hush. You love every minute of it.
Come join us every week as we discover, discuss, and dissect fantasy, horror, and sci-fi genre classics. New episodes release every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
So remember, sometimes the strangest things are the most beautiful, too.
So be who you are and love what you love. Until next time, friends.
Bye!
All right, thank you for sticking with us through the minor commercial break. If you can call it, they're technically commercials. They're little commercials given to us by their podcasts. And now we're going to, maybe, I don't know if it's going to take us quite as long to get through this part as we meandered on the first half. But we're going to sit down.
That was quite a trip.
And figure out how to create, or how to, I guess, put together a sequel to Elf.
No, he said you have to lean forward if you're going to talk quiet.
Right, you just want to lean forward just a little bit because when you started leaning back like
you're
this,
a quiet
the microphone
talker.
could barely hear you.
Quiet talker.
So you just want to get in really close and just start talking really creepily into the microphone.
Oh no, getting your little child germs all over there.
And my whispering into the microphone right there just like topped out the microphone. I may be really close. Don't get that close.
Yeah.
Whoever was just listening to me was just like, "Whoa, man, what the hell?" Stop.
Can you tell if you have a listener right now? No, you're gonna edit.
There's nobody listening.
Yeah, I was
right
gonna
now.
say you're not live.
No, I'm yes.
No, he's live.
But at some point
somebody
when they are listening,
yeah. Oh
we're
my
not
God.
talking to listeners in the immediate area.
Oh, it's not live. That's right.
It's not live.
Saturday night.
I mean, technically, my phone is free, and I could
Sunday
have done.
afternoon live.
My intent was to when we start recording within the area. My intent is to set up on X and just live stream the actual recording process. So like everything from the second we get together, which we talked like for almost a half hour before we started everything.
Oh,
and then we talked for she talked for like an hour. Well, you know that 5-minute break? That 5-minute break took an hour and a half. So you guys heard
it's like 3:30. Yeah.
You guys heard 2 commercials, and we spent an hour and a half during those 2 commercials doing other things.
Shooting the breeze.
So drinking stuff, eating stuff, going to the bathroom. My wife came in the room and then just blah, 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 blah.
Oh, we can't talk about pee.
We can't talk about pee? The first rule of pee is you don't talk about pee.
Yeah, no, pee club.
No
oh, that sounds bad.
Oh, no. You took that to a really weird place.
Let's keep this PG.
PG. We don't need to keep it PG. At
PG-13.
least a moderate PG-13.
Yeah. This one's only 10, but there are more at a 13-year
There are
level.
worse things that kids have run across in the world.
Oh, yes.
And I don't market our podcast to 10-year-olds. I'm
You're
not
just
opposed.
Advanced for your age. Yeah.
Yes, you are an advanced podcast.
You're my child.
We're known to be a little vulgar.
An advanced.
You're raised on
podcaster.
swearing and zombies.
Zombies.
Yeah.
I don't know how zombies got into the conversation.
I always bring zombies in.
I mean, Zombies are like the
My
thing,
Walking
right?
Dead friends will know.
I would not survive in a zombie holocaust.
Oh, no, I definitely... Holocaust?
Zombie holocaust. Yeah, just
You mean like apocalypse?
Well, it would be basically zombies wiping out the human race. If that's not a holocaust, I don't know what is.
I'm not going to go there.
I don't know what a
I'm not
holocaust
gonna-
is.
Okay, no, I wasn't trying to liken it to something else here.
No,
We're not. I wasn't trying to get.
There's no
into
zombie
weird-
concentration camps or anything like that.
You never know.
Oh.
Maybe if the zombies got organized.
Oh, my God.
Just an army of zombies.
What is that giant thing of
Cards?
Cards Against Humanity?
It's
You
the
have like
bigger, blacker box.
Oh, my God. I've never seen one so big and black.
Just, you set that up. You definitely set that up.
But I didn't when I first saw it. I really wasn't going there until I was there, and then I was like, oh, that's where I am.
You know what the fun thing about those boxes are? Now, I know they have, like, just the one long box.
I have a few.
But this box right here, the bigger, blacker box, also has a card hidden inside of it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it was just the regular long box or the really massive long box, or they put out so many expansions now, they need to make an even bigger box. That's full.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
chock full. And it doesn't even have
You
everything
should do a
in it.
podcast with that where you just do
Cards Against Humanity? We were thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
We interchanged. We actually had a game of Cards Against Humanity at the end of one of our podcasts.
Oh, nice.
So we do interchange little things, and we are looking to go video at some point so that we have video on our Patreon.
Oh, God.
And so that we
I
have
don't
a
want to be
YouTube
on that
channel.
one.
Well, you just got to make
Put a mask.
yourself up for the day. You can put a mask on. I don't care.
No. Here's one brief Cards Against Humanity one. My friend Tiffany and our friend Karen were playing one time years ago, and Karen, God love her, is a sweetheart, and she got one card. Was it Cards Against Humanity? I think something about a one night stand, and she's like, "Well, I have 2 nightstands in my room."
What?
A one night stand.
Oh my God! What?
And it was
I get what
about
you're saying.
a one night stand. Yeah.
One night stand.
Yeah.
Not a one night stand, but one.
No,
nightstand.
but the thing was talking about a one night stand that you might have, and she said, "Oh no, I have 2 nightstands." She didn't know what it was.
They usually come in pairs, don't
yeah.
they?
No, we're not talking about that.
I know.
Cover the ears. Cover the ears.
Right. No, I'm just.
No.
I know what you're saying.
I was just like that. So that was our joke for a while.
Are you mansplaining a one night stand to me?
Karen with
It's not mansplaining.
woman-splaining.
Woman-splaining.
Yeah.
Nope. Men can't claim that one. No, that's woman-splaining. Nope. Sorry. That's not how it works.
Now, how many other people have I mentioned?
See,
Who wants a shout out?
There's mansplaining, and then there's women correcting you. That's how it works.
Well, sometimes we're just right, you know.
I have
all the time.
So many board games.
Right? No, I got a ton of board games. I got all those board games.
We need to have a game night. Right?
Most of those board games are like trivia related. We have a fun game that we used to do.
Oh, I'm
called,
good with trivia.
It was the trolley game, which is fun. I don't know if you've ever heard the psychological
trolley
game.
Yeah.
You
problem.
pick 2 things where
Yeah,
you have
Morgan
a trolley,
even knows it.
and you're the one that's being able to throw the switch, and you can either go.
Do you
this
save
way or
one
that,
person, or do you save
this
a group
person?
of people?
And
Yeah, we used to watch the Good Place. The Good
Place, yes.
Yeah.
And so there's a whole game based on that,
Oh,
done by the fun folks at
no.
Cyanide and Happiness.
oh, I love that. Don't they have a comic strip?
Yep, they do.
Yeah,
and they have
I
another
like-
game, Joking
with the little
Hazard.
people, right? The little like stick figures.
Yes.
Why
Yes.
is there a game called
Ducking High. It's a fun little
And it's
game.
really high on the shelf.
So I'm going to step away from the microphone like I asked everybody not to do earlier on today. And we're going to take this down for just a second, and I'm going to break open the
boy.
box. This is also a game
Are
we
we
used
allowed
to
to be
play.
talking about this and not Elf?
Oh, we can
gotta
definitely
look at
talk about this. We're going to get into the supposed sequel to Elf.
Okay.
Because we also realize that it might not take quite as long to make a sequel to this movie as...
No,
But what it is
because I've
just
already thought about.
weird question. Mm-hmm. They're weird questions that, well, for lack of a better way to explain it, most people would say, "Oh, it's better to do when you're high." But
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, if you were an astronaut planning to move away from Earth, what would your ideal planet be like? So it's stuff like that, and you have to sit down and think through the questions, and
Okay.
or ones like this: would Lightning McQueen get car insurance or life insurance?
Ooh, that's a thinker.
It is. It is really, honestly. Or you get questions like this: blank.
That's just
great
blank.
Nothing on that one.
question.
I think
Is it
that's the
supposed to be
instruction
blank?
card. I think that's
Oh.
the instruction card.
That's the best question.
Best question is blank.
Yep.
Fill
Yep.
in your own question here. Or another question. How far do bald people wash their faces?
I've always wondered that.
I would think like to here, and then they already like. Do they use?
Like,
what
I
do they use
remember
for
way
their
back
head?
when you were little and we all got lice. And we were like, they actually said they don't get in the eyebrows or the facial hair. Because we
Right.
were telling Daddy to shave. It's, you don't have to shave your eyebrows off.
So you don't have to tell
But, like,
Daddy
how
that.
do
Just
they
make
know?
him shave his eyebrows off.
I know, we shouldn't.
Oh, you wait till after the eyebrows are gone and then be like, oh, you know what? I just read this article the other
You
day.
don't have to.
You
No,
didn't
we
have
went
do
to the
that.
very expensive lice place. What a freaking ripoff. I'm not going to name them, but Jesus. God, I think we paid about $800.
What?
Like, yeah.
For
They
what?
were charging like just for them to apply the stuff and take. I can't even talk about it.
You could have just shaved your head. Just be
Well,
like,
it would have been more, but we
It would have been more to shave your
No,
head?
it would have been more if we hadn't shaved my dad and Jacob's head. And Jacob didn't want his head shaved at first, and we were like going back and forth. And he was probably like 8,
You could have just shaved his head at home. Be like,
No, I know we did. I had to send them a picture because they had a guarantee. See, and now you're itching your head, aren't you? 'Cause
Yeah, it's like,
if
oh,
you think
good
about
Lord.
it,
You
yeah.
start- even if you
Yeah,
think about
yeah.
lice.
I
it's
can't
just,
even. Yeah, exactly. They got it from.
I think that's
daycare.
how they manifest belief.
Yeah.
You just believe in
Oh my
lice and
God.
they happen.
Like with the dollhouse thing, I was with my friend and she was talking about like getting a dollhouse from the side of the road or how she had, and then I turn and there's a dollhouse by the side of the road. I was like, how'd you manifest that? How'd you do that?
and then we were talking.
And then we were
about
talking about it,
dollhouse.
and what do I see? A dollhouse by the side of the road. So stupid me carries it all the way home. 4-foot tall Barbie house. Must have weighed 50 pounds. For my friend's daughter. It's too big
Daughter.
for her house.
the Boston
Oh,
accent.
Lord.
And I was like, why did I just
Daughter.
drag this thing home?
Well, we all live around the Boston.
Does
area.
anyone want a dollhouse, a Barbie house?
No.
Just text me.
No.
No, nobody wants a Barbie house.
I'm good.
Everybody has little boys. Nobody wants a Barbie
I would
house.
I wouldn't mind living in Barbie's dream house.
Oh my gosh, right?
It was a nice house.
Like the one in the movie.
It's a weird fucking elevator, but it's a nice house.
And this one had the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like why does she have the random slide on the side of her house?
Well, how else do you get down?
I think the Barbie's dream house had the slide.
Yeah.
And she said that she no kid bothers to walk the Barbie down the stairs. So
Yeah, you just put them where they.
Then why do they have the slide?
Because
If they
it's fun.
use
You go
the-
into the pool. Don't you remember
gonna
your
say.
camper? You have the Barbie camper, and it had this slide that would go into the pool. The
Tell
camper
me that
came
if
with
you
a
had
pool.
a 3-floor house and a pool, you wouldn't think to take that third
Right?
floor balcony.
We
and just
totally
run a
would.
slide out
I
to
wish
the
we
pool.
could have a slide on our 3rd floor. We're on the 3rd floor, and it's not even just 3. It's 3 flights of stairs. Well, kind of 4, just to
well,
get up.
our neighbor does have a pool, so we could just attach a slide
Oh
onto their
no,
pool.
no, they're Trumpers. Heck with them. We're not going to
I'm
get
not gonna
political.
into
We're
the
not going to get
stuff.
political.
I'm not going to get
No.
into the political
No.
stuff. I don't have as big a problem with Trump as most people believe.
Oh.
And there's a reason
Uh-oh.
for that. There's a reason for that.
Uh-oh.
Okay. As a person, as I won't get into the political
'Cause you're
stuff.
a
I can
white
discuss
man.
that later. It's not because I'm a white man. I don't have I don't have as much of a problem with Biden as some people have either. The problem is not in the fact that
We
we
need
had
a young
Trump.
person.
The problem is not in the fact that we had Trump or Biden as our political
are
figures.
we
The
talking
problem is, in general, people that are voting right now
Yeah.
are voting stupidly.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
basically.
It's always going to be a 2-party system unless it changes, and it's
It's-
not going to change.
I mean, we could have a decent two-party
so
system
defeatist.
too, but we've put ourselves in a position where the cult of personality wins out.
Yeah.
So
Well, a reality TV nation, right?
doesn't
Yeah.
so Trump. Is
I
not
hated
the,
Trump since I was a kid. When he had the Miss America pageant and stuff, I was like, oh.
Trump
I
was
hate
the
watching Home
president-
Alone and seeing Home Alone 2, and he's. Ugh.
Trump was the president we deserved at the time, and I don't think we've seen the last of him as a presidential candidate.
How come
So-
he's still alive?
How
Oh my
come?
God.
Why
He's
can't he
alive.
just
and
die?
he's- Yeah. Okay. We're not going to go that far.
Yeah.
Don't
No.
get-
I'm
You
just
were
like
wondering if I was dead
not
earlier.
healthy. Are you dead? Are you dead?
Are they dead? I was
Oh,
dead.
when you were 5 minutes late.
I
and Morgan
died.
goes right to, oh, maybe he died.
I-
It was a joke.
I died
They
5
got my
minutes from the
dark
house.
sense of humor.
I was down
Yeah.
at the bottom of the hill. You
Oh,
guys
you
waited
couldn't
for
make-
me.
yep. They say, like, the most accidents and stuff happen within a mile of your house.
Yeah, well, I was
So
well
don't
past
ever go
that.
home.
I
Don't
never
go home.
Don't ever go home.
Don't ever go home.
Why'd you come home so late? I was trying to figure out when the safest point to be here was. I figured no cars on the street, 2 o'clock in the morning, probably the best time.
Oh, that would have been a good excuse when we were
So-
teens.
Will Ferrell playing Buddy the elf,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Zoe Deschanel playing Jovi.
Deschanel.
Jovi?
Which is the best name
Jovi.
ever for an elf.
Right.
Jove.
The elf.
A
Now it's
human
Jovi the
raised
elf.
by humans.
Jove.
Both now living in the North Pole with their child Susie.
Susie.
We are 20
I think if they
years-
made it Susan, it would have been more obvious.
We are 20 years later.
Yes. Wow.
How do we create
20
the
years
sequel?
after the end. So little Susie is 20.
Little
Oh, wow.
Susie has gone past her high school phase and is in her 20s, just a bit younger than Will Ferrell when he did this movie.
No.
Oh,
She
boy.
knows her parents, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy.
What if she doesn't know her parents? What if...
They gave her up for adoption?
No, what if Buddy and Jovi decided that while they are now both living in the North Pole, maybe an adult child being raised in the North Pole is not the way they wanted their child to be raised, and so
So it's like the Santa Claus
They were
movie
raised
show
by-
there. Yeah.
Buddy's parents.
Huh. But, oh, jeez. Well, you couldn't have that on a movie because the late, great James Caan is not with us.
Oh,
I
dear.
don't know, yeah.
Well, I guess that we would have
yeah.
Miss Steen version. We've lost a lot of people, so...
Or
Or,
her uncle Michael. That would be her uncle, right?
I believe, yes, her Uncle Michael
Yeah.
would be... Oh,
Who's now come out of the closet.
oh. Wow.
Right? Was that a homophobic sneeze?
Yeah, well, it was maybe badly timed. I was
No,
just-
he's now he's a drag performer.
Okay.
Jovi's gonna go to NYU.
Why did Jovi go to NYU? They both moved up to the North Pole. Is what?
No. You said she was being raised in. Maybe she
Jovi
was.
Jovi is Zoe Deschanel.
Did I say Jovi?
Yes.
No, I meant Susie.
Susie.
Jovi's too old for college.
So Zoe
Jovi's my
Deschanel
age.
just decided, buddy, I'm sorry, I gotta leave
Yeah,
you.
I'm
gotta
going to
pursue my
NYU.
dreams in NYU.
Of being cookie making in a tree.
And she's become Jovi's become the worst.
Oh no!
Jovi has
Wait.
gone.
Instead of NYU, NYC, North. Wait.
I had to think about that.
NPC, North Pole College.
North Pole
No,
College.
it's
Mic
university. Mic drop. That's not a mic drop. You gotta spit the truth. That's a mic drop.
Oh.
That's not a mic drop. These kids nowadays, they don't know a mic drop.
I have no.
Mic drop.
I don't know what the Y would stand for in the North Pole. It's just North Pole University, NPU. But I'm feeling like if she was
NPY.
given to his parents or his mother. Grandpa obviously passed away, and given to the mom and to her uncle to be taken care of and raised in New York, and now she is this person that goes and debunks like myths
Oh, no.
and other things.
Oh no!
And like her most recent book is her debunking the myth of Santa Claus.
Oh my goodness!
And so now
Oh,
Santa
no.
can't even
No.
fly his sleigh because this book has come out
yes.
and just ruined the spirit
And they
of
have
Christmas.
she has to come back to the North Pole and rediscover Christmas magic.
She has to be convinced to come back to the North Pole.
Yeah,
It's like, no, what are you talking about? And this is mom and dad coming
it's
back.
just like the what was the Santa Claus? But when they last year and they made a a Tim Allen
the TV
and they
show,
made
the
a
Santa
miniseries.
Clauses or
Yeah,
whatever.
Santa Clauses. Yes, it was like that. He wanted to retire. He wanted to take his kids back to regularville. I don't know.
Back to Earth.
Back to Earth.
Back to regular
Well,
Bill.
the North Pole is still technically Earth.
Well, if you
No,
heard
no.
the candy cane forest and the sea of
Oh,
gumdrops,
yeah.
I
I
feel
don't
it's
know.
separated by some
I think
magical
it-
fourth dimension
yes.
reality here.
Time warps.
There's
Time
a
warp.
barrier of some sort over here.
Yeah.
Because as far as we've seen, all the flyovers, North Pole's just snow. But
Penguins.
he could be up there somewhere. Who knows? I'm destroying the Christmas spirit here. To put warnings at the beginning of this podcast, if you let your child listen to this podcast, I'm sorry. I apologize.
But maybe it's not. Maybe Santa is still true, and just I don't know if your friends can listen to this. All your friends, some of them I'm not naming names.
Santa is an idea and a spirit.
Yes,
is
that's
the
what I
thing
told
that
the
you
kids.
put your belief in.
Yeah.
It's that warm little place that you get here along with the cocoa.
And the candy cane.
And the candy cane.
And the sugar plums dancing.
The candy
in your
cane
heads.
sometimes you feel in your teeth, not so much your
Yeah,
hot.
yeah. It's just a little.
You're hot.
Yeah.
And I want to say Miles Finch. Miles Finch is now he's failed as a book writer.
No.
His next couple books were really, really bad, and now he is now working for Santa. He has somehow found
He's gonna
himself
be
working
like
for Santa.
the Martin Short character in one of those Santa Claus movies.
But he's like
gonna
grumpy
be like
for the Care Bears or the dwarves. It's just
my God.
He's just the most disgruntled. Like, you know, I had 7 homes here and I had plasma screens.
Yeah.
Plasma doesn't even exist anymore.
Plasma TVs.
Plasma's not
And
even a
I
thing.
got more action in a week than you have in your whole life.
The only action I'm getting is this hammer to this toy. You know, that's okay.
I don't know, but I don't think people knew him by name because he was the Golden Ghost.
He was the Golden.
He was a ghost writer.
Well, they mentioned his name while he was walking through the room.
No, but the book people knew him.
Oh, the Golden Ghost
he was
Rider.
a ghost writer, so people didn't really know him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But he had the money, so you know.
He had the idea for
Do you
children's
really
books.
make that much money ghostwriting children's books? Because I could totally get into that.
I don't know that you would now as much as you did
I
back
don't think
then.
so, no.
Because books, like physical books, are not as popular as they used to be. So,
I don't know, kids' books,
You can
they
pick
still...
a book up in... kids' books, yes.
Yeah.
So there may still be a decent market for children's books.
If
So
I
that
wrote a
may
children's
be where the
book,
money
you
is.
know it would get banned.
Yeah. Oh, good
At
lord.
least down south.
Yeah, I'm now thinking of that episode of Friends where she dates the guy who's like, I make adult books for children. They're wildly unpopular.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
He was this really creepy guy. Just he seemed like a nice guy, and she agreed to the date. And then he got into a real creepy zone as soon as he got comfortable.
Monica or Rachel?
This was Phoebe.
It was Phoebe.
Well, Phoebe always kind of
Yeah,
attracted some weird
she had the
people.
nuts, like Sean Penn.
Like just all the crazies. Just,
Yeah, not Sean Penn. The other one.
Sean Penn was
David.
kind of weird.
Yes, but David Arquette was
David Arquette was
stalking
the stalker?
her sister.
Thought he was stalking her sister, and it was her.
And now Morgan
And
doesn't
then
know what
she
we're talking
kind of
about.
dated him for a minute because she
We're
thought
putting
it was
them to
cute.
sleep.
We're kicking your butt over here. I'm sorry.
This is the nighttime sleepy hour with Chris and Fara, starring guest star Morgan.
But then you've got to whisper and you've got to get into
yes.
the ASMR.
Oh my gosh, they love the ASMR.
But you got to get close enough so they can hear the smacking of your lips and your tongue as you talk.
Like when you do your girly your attitude child like that.
No.
Okay. No. No.
You put Morgan on
Putting
the
him
spot
on the
here.
spot.
No, we're not
No.
going to do that.
No.
We're good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so where else are we going to go with this movie?
I was thinking like
so
a very
confused what's happening in
like
this movie.
like a sequel. Like when I was thinking about possible sequels, like you know how at the end of the Barbie movie, did you see the Barbie movie?
Yes.
And then she's just living in the real world, and she's so excited she's going to her first gynecologist appointment.
Okay.
He needs like Buddy goes to the proctologist.
Buddy goes to the proctologist. Oh, just,
Buddy files taxes.
Are we making this a PG-13 movie? Buddy is the one that has to find the new Santa.
You need to take good colon health, good care of your colon
While he's
health.
trying to find a way to get Christmas spirit back, he's also auditioning new Santas. Because we don't have Ed Asner anymore either.
I know.
So we have to go find a new Santa.
He did say he was getting too old for this.
I'm getting too old.
You know,
for this stuff.
Tim
Well, you
Allen.
were.
Let's get Tim Allen in there. That might be too much.
Tim Allen, just bring him over from another universe altogether. We're
It's
the wrong
the
Santa
multiverse.
continuum here.
Or multiverse. We'll have Peter Parker come in too.
Peter Parker.
Miles Morales.
I think. Can I cast my own personal favorite?
Oh yes, yes, please.
I would go between two different people.
Yeah.
It depends on if you want to go with younger or older.
Okay.
Older, you go with John Goodman because he's got the voice.
You gotta have John Goodman.
John Goodman has got that.
He was like my dad. Yeah.
Younger. Oh God, what's his name now?
Peter
Kevin from King of Queens.
Oh, Kevin James.
Kevin James.
No, you gotta have John Goodman. Well, of course, John Goodman's getting up there. You want to be able to have one that's not too old that you can, if you have sequels,
why I went younger,
yeah, that's
If
true.
you're not planning on turning this into a franchise, if you're doing just a one-off, you go with John
Kevin
Goodman.
James is just
You don't think Kevin James could pull it off?
I don't know. Maybe if Adam Sandler directed it.
Yeah.
There you go, Adam Sandler.
Or you could
Okay,
turn
well,
it
who
into
would
a
you-
horror movie.
Oh, that's a whole
Oh,
nother
good
thing.
Lord. Kevin James, a horror movie starring Kevin James.
Okay, let's get Art the Clown in there, too.
No.
My buddy David Howard Thornton.
What are you doing to Elf? Why would you do that to Elf?
Of David Harbour.
Elf meets Art the Clown?
No, that's going to be the next movie next year.
I forgot to give you a hug. No, not that kind of hug. No.
The raccoon.
An entire movie of him screaming and running away from a clown.
Oh, my God.
No, he's trying to save Christmas, but then Art the Clown tries to convince him to ruin Christmas and
Well, what about the Grinch?
turn into a killer clown.
Oh, my gosh. That is the worst crossover.
Okay, so who
disturbing.
would you put in place if you don't have John Goodman? Sorry,
Yeah.
Jim Goodman. Who would you put in the Santa costume?
Oh, gosh.
What about Jim?
It's
Belushi?
funny, your mind goes to right to... No, not of those Belushi brothers, I think the less talented one may still be with us.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. He
you
was
need
still
a big
talented.
You need a big jolly guy,
Big
right?
jolly
Yeah,
guy.
I mean, John Goodman is probably the best bet. I'm gonna think of it after.
But you want a guy. You want if we're auditioning the new Santa, you want
Yeah.
somebody that's going to be able. I get what you were saying. With
Yeah.
younger is probably a little better in
Yeah.
that situation. What if
I
the
mean,
second
he's
one
not
is
that
Jay?
old. What is he, 70?
Not that old. It's not that
Hey,
old.
he
was just born in the 1940s, right?
Remember
Yeah.
when we, were like 18 and we thought 30 was ancient? Sheesh.
So I mean, there's a lot of guys you could get that could kind of slip into that role of the kind of the white hair. Because I mean,
Steve Martin. I mean, no, I know not, but he could wear a
I
fat
think
suit.
isn't he pulling away from acting though? Like once
Is
he's
he?
done this.
Aw.
I mean, he's old enough; he should be able to.
Well,
retire.
yeah.
I don't know that you're going
Yeah.
to get Steve Martin. Yeah, John Candy would have been great. If you had John. We're talking about all the
I
dead
know.
soldiers here.
Yeah, we just watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
What about Bill Murray or Dan Aykroyd?
Oh, Bill Murray.
We can just go the gambit there of the 80s guys.
Yeah, let's do the Ghostbusters.
I think that Dan Aykroyd
I was going to say
could
Ernie
get the
Hudson.
laugh.
Didn't he? Is Ernie?
Ernie's still
Hudson's-
with us, I
Okay.
believe. He was just on this other thing with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin a short while back.
Why don't we get a woman Santa?
Female Santa?
Yeah. Why don't we get a trans Santa?
What's her name?
Why don't we get a black Santa?
What is her name?
Her name?
What is
I
her
don't
name?
know. Narrow it
Melissa
down.
McCarthy.
Oh my
as a female Santa.
God! She was just in a Christmas movie. She was so good. She was a
And get her real
she
life
was a
husband.
genie. She was a genie.
We're flipping. We get the real life husband
Oh
to
yeah,
be the Mr. Claus.
Ben Falcone or something. Yeah.
The Mr. Claus to
Oh
Mrs.
my
Claus.
God! I mean, yeah. I mean, you have a female vice president and a second gentleman.
Do you think we could pull off an elf with a gender swap Santa?
People would be like, "Oh, that's so woke."
I think anybody could pull it off, though.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
could pull it off.
Okay, somebody
Right.
get making that now.
The old white guy. He doesn't have to be the old white. I mean, if
Right?
you want to go
Yeah.
the other route, you were saying an African American Santa, Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh boy, yeah.
You could get
Or
him.
Tyler Perry.
Or oh God,
It could be Medea.
I'm trying to remember the other guy's name. The other guy's name.
Will Smith.
Will Smith, yeah.
Will
Smith
Ferrell.
across from Will Ferrell, and you could really
Oh my
give me an
gosh.
aneurysm. Good idea. Will Smith. No, wait. Will Ferrell. What? They're both there. Damn. No, it's.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
trying to remember the guy's name. He was. Maybe it is Cedric the Entertainer that I'm thinking of.
Which I love when they have
Yeah, it is Cedric
the
the
whatever in
Entertainer
their
that I'm
job,
thinking
like
of.
Chance the Rapper,
'Cause he-
Cedric the Entertainer, so you know what you're getting.
Right.
You know?
I think he would do perfect as an African American Santa.
Yes.
But you
yes,
could have like
yes,
a
yes.
You could have a whole lineup of people that are trying to audition to be Santa.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And maybe you don't find out till the third movie who actually got the job.
Till the third movie.
Till the third movie. Like, he's handing over the paperwork in the post-credits.
There's the, they have to go through a whole training, they have the hiring montage.
Please sign under the Santa Claus on the Santa line
Santa
here.
Claus.
Don't sign your actual name. You need to sign Santa or it's not official.
It was so annoying how it was Scott Calvin, SC. Like, he just, look at that. It was just meant to be.
Gee, it was meant to
Santa
be.
Claus.
Like, there isn't so many people out there with SNC.
Why am I talking about the Santa Claus so much?
I don't know.
We're supposed to be talking about Elf.
Elf. Well, I mean, because you wanted Tim Allen to come in here from another universe.
Another universe.
You want to go grab Vince Vaughn to be Fred Claus, taking on the Santa Claus role?
No, not anymore. Screw Vince Vaughn. I don't know.
What are your ideas? I'm gonna put you on the spot again, Morgan.
That was a shoulder shrug. If you can't, we can't see that.
Like, I'm just listening to you guys talk.
I know. Were you just off somewhere else, not even thinking? You're just. What about some of your TikTok stars? What's that? Look? I don't know. Some of your YouTube short people.
YouTube.
And make it sound like people that are short.
People on YouTube.
On YouTube Shorts, like or your reels.
Some of these YouTube people don't get about 5'2".
Your Instagrams, your X, your TikToks, and
I'm gonna make an entire Elf
Facebooks.
movie, and Will Ferrell and Zooey Deschanel are the only recognizable people outside of the YouTube universe.
Social media people.
You can get a.
Yep.
You watch Good Mythical Morning at all? No, not your speed.
I don't know any actors.
Rhett and Link.
So.
No.
I don't know why I'm giving Rhett and Link.
They don't know actors. Well, like what your favorite, any actors from your favorite shows or movies that you would like to see in like a Christmas movie, like an Elf sequel?
Johnny Depp as Santa.
Oh my gosh! Now that would be like if he did it like Jack Sparrow.
Completely drunk Santa Claus just over here staggering everywhere.
Putting the maple syrup in the coffee.
This is particularly hard syrup.
Yes. Yes. Going off the rails here.
Yeah,
I see what you mean about the second half.
Yeah, this
goes off the rails.
It goes off the rails a little because it's a brainstorming session. You're basically just throwing ideas out there, seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, we've got the anti-Santa in Susie here. Who plays Susie in this film? Who plays their daughter? I have somebody.
Who?
Well, I say I have somebody.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah, right.
Taylor Swift as the I could see that as the anti-Santa.
Oh my gosh.
Do we want to give her an acting job though? Do you think she can act?
No.
Do you think?
We're gonna get the wrath of the Swifties.
We're gonna get the wrath.
We're gonna get canceled by the Swifties.
She can do music videos. What about Jenna Ortega?
Oh, yes. Doesn't really look like them.
Jenna Ortega as the child of Will Ferrell and Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah.
All you gotta do, if you're doing it the same color hair here that she has, all you gotta do is dye Jenna Ortega's hair. She doesn't look. If you really take a look at her, she doesn't look that far off from the two of them. Though we are talking Latino from two white folks.
That's what I'm saying.
So I mean, I guess
don't want to go there, but
she was adopted. No, this was the child we found in the bag.
Susie.
We didn't actually have a baby.
Like I said, do you think that's happened before? Like,
they never said that this baby was their baby. What if it was a baby that they adopted from the orphanage? Maybe. We never said this was an actual child that they had.
Could you imagine that? How did they have a baby?
Well, they're humans. They are humans.
But he's like a child.
That's what I'm saying. First thought in my head was this is another child that was sort of adopted by the elves.
Okay. Yeah.
So this doesn't actually have to be their child. Because it's just like, we are fostering a child.
That's a pretty white-looking baby.
We adopted this child. Now we're going to abandon the child and give it to my mom. This is where we just went with this whole thing.
Well, let's just go Selena Gomez then.
We adopted
she's
this
too
child
old now.
so that you don't have a retirement age.
You need a kid in their 20s, early 20s.
Maybe so we're gonna stay with biological child. The biological child, and we've assumed female as Susie, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we have to come up with an actual person. Oh, what's her name?
I know, little 20s. Judith from The Walking Dead. She's almost that age now. And she's very tiny, so she looks young, but she's like about that age.
I was thinking about somebody else.
And she was even in the show Loki. She was a Loki variant, so we know she can act.
What is this girl's name? Kiernan Shipka?
Yeah.
I'm thinking...
She Irish or something.
I was thinking her from Sabrina.
Oh.
The new Sabrina show
I
on
know
Netflix.
her from Young Sheldon and Handmaid's Tale.
But what about her?
Yeah.
Because she
Okay, we're going to cast her.
She both has, because you've seen her in Sheldon, you've seen her
Yeah.
in Sabrina. Did you watch that at all?
No.
Well, you said Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she
that
has the
was-
ability to
yeah.
both play slightly naive in some
Yeah.
points, but also highly intelligent.
Yeah.
So I think that
Their
she could
kid
probably,
would be very,
You're
would have the
talking-
intelligence of Jovi.
who's decided
and
to
the
go to
worldliness.
school to spend her entire life debunking, people's beliefs. And, we're talking, these people, nobody would really like her, from the religious on to people that just believe some simple,
Nobody would, yeah.
fairy
Yeah.
tales or whatever.
What's
So,
wrong, Morgan?
What?
Are you zoning out?
I think we might have just accidentally put Morgan to sleep.
Oh, my
They
God.
were just resting their hands.
There goes our young listeners. I don't think you have young listeners. Too.
So, we're
What's
putting
your
him to sleep.
what's your demographic here?
My demographic? I don't know. I would have to ask. Okay, of the tens of people that listen to us, please write in and tell me what my actual demographic is.
Is it old people like us?
It's a bit of a spattering, but there's
Okay.
people guys in and around my age listen to this podcast a
Oh,
lot.
okay.
I think it's because
Okay.
a lot of the podcasters I've interacted with are also guys in and around my age.
It's a thing.
You know.
I think it's the new thing. Like dads in their 40s, you gotta have a podcast.
I don't know if
Used
Dan
to be
or
you'd have
Brett are
you'd
dads,
have a
actually.
you'd have a garage band. Now you have a podcast.
Or there's a lot of filmmakers out there because there's a new upheaval with how good the cameras are on these phones.
Yeah.
There's a new upheaval of amateur filmmakers out there.
Yeah. Do you remember the vampire scripts we used to write in high school long
Oh,
before
my God.
Twilight? Oh, we used to sit up
There
at
was
Denny's and writing movie scripts.
There was a screenplay that we were passing around trying to get
Yeah.
everybody to write little bits of called The Changeling.
Oh, okay.
You were even you were one of the cast members. We were all going to write it and then we were all going to star in it.
Oh my God! Now I remember.
John was going
Oh
to play
my God.
the schizophrenic
John.
murderer in the beginning.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a weird thing. It never got off the ground because
No,
we
surprise,
asked everybody to
surprise.
write something, and then it got to, I think, Amy. Amy got it, and we got it back, and then nobody else wanted to touch it for some reason. It's like, no, we're not interested anymore. This is taking too much time. I'm like, it's a script. How long
And
do you
then
think it
I
takes to
wrote
write
one
it?
in college. I never did anything with it.
I think were you involved in that vampire screenplay that I was trying to write?
Yeah, I remember.
The one about the guy who
I don't
keeps
remember anything
falling in
about
love
it.
with the descendants of this one woman.
Oh yeah, I think so.
She's alive
Yeah.
long enough to give birth to another child, but he's fallen in love with her,
And then
but
he
accidentally kills her, and then
kills
that
her.
one grows up and has
Oh,
another
my
child.
God.
And
Now
then they
I think so. I think that was the one. Oh lordy, we were so obsessed with vampires back before it was cool with these Twilight kids.
There wasn't a lot of vampire movies back then. Outside of regular, like Dracula was pretty big back then, wasn't it?
Did you ever see the original Fright Night?
Yes.
I did not watch it until I worked with Chris Sarandon at Rhode Island Comic Con.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, he was handsome back in the day. I'm just pretty handsome now, but he's like 81.
Yeah, he doesn't look it.
No, right?
Not at all.
And I told him, oh my gosh, you're older than my mom. And he says, I'm older than most moms. He was such a gentleman. He would pull his chair in for me, and he was, come on, Fara, let's go over here. He was such a love. Shout out to Chris Sarandon, Jack Skellington.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's 4:02. You have a date?
No, I'm just like, jeez.
Jeez, they're never gonna want to do one of these again. That's
No,
okay. I'll do them when you're at Dad's.
Tired.
You're tired.
It's exhausting.
Too bad Spencer wasn't still here. You could hang out with him.
Yeah, I know that he was guiding off to a friend's house this evening to do a little bit of a sleepover, just sort of a hangout with a couple of his buddies.
Yeah, they don't. These ones they don't call them play dates anymore. They're hangouts.
They're hangouts?
Yeah.
Well,
Once
I mean,
you reach 10,
at a
it's
certain
hangout.
point, it's not cool to say the play date
Yeah.
thing. It sounds a little
a hangout.
childish, right?
What did we call it? We were just like hang out, but we didn't call it hang
we
out.
didn't call it anything. We just
Yeah.
went.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad
And your
kicked you
parents
out of the
didn't know
house.
where you were.
You're just like you just get up in the morning on a weekend and just leave the house.
Yep.
And Mom would just be like, "Hey, come back for dinner." You know,
When the street
show
lights
up for
are
the
on.
meals.
Yeah, unless they were giving you a ride, they didn't know where you were.
And then I'd be off
Can you
on my
imagine
bike
that?
and
They couldn't reach you. You didn't have a cell phone. I told Morgan I didn't have a cell phone to college, and they say, why?
We weren't invented.
They weren't invented, they said.
they weren't invented. No.
Can you believe that? I think I was a sophomore in college before I had a
I
cell
remember
phone.
when phones were still tethered
I had the
to
same
the wall.
phone number. Yes.
Still tethered to
The
the wall.
long cords, too. Oh, my gosh. And you'd stretch them, and you'd think they would never go back the same.
Funny thing is, my first telephone number is almost the same as my current
my
telephone
gosh.
number
Oh.
that I've had. It's the same numbers, it's just almost like reversed.
Since 1999, I've had this number.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a lot.
That's my, yeah.
We've been here since like 9.
Yes.
No,
yes.
we haven't been here since 9.
Well, we picked you up at
Picture like
9:36.
9. You know, you remember
Okay,
exactly.
so, like,
I know it was gonna be a all day thing.
Of
You
course
didn't
I-
know that.
You've got to
Look, it
remember
looks
that
like he's
6
got a
minutes you
mouth.
were dead.
Yeah, right.
Of course.
You were dead.
I was dead for a total of 6 minutes.
6 minutes. Oh man.
Oh no.
Who else should we say hi to? You want to say hi to Raven or anyone?
Want to shout anybody
Say
else
hi
out?
to Jamie.
what?
Say hi to your friend Jamie.
Well, I mean,
Why are you looking at me?
are you going to make Jamie listen?
Yeah.
Sure.
Say hi, Jamie.
Huh? No?
Hi, Jamie.
Okay. And now, what you say is that at minute, this is like what, an hour and 47 minutes into the podcast. You got to like at an
gotta
hour
listen,
and
you
47
gotta
minutes
listen.
into the podcast.
Yeah.
I said hi, Jamie. So you don't have to listen to the whole thing. Just go all the way to
Jamie
147
is
minutes.
so cool. All of Morgan's friends are so cool. We were not that cool when we were kids.
Maybe
Speak for yourself. I was cool.
Okay, maybe it's just me.
No, I was an outcast and a fucking
Yeah,
half.
I was gonna say.
I was the.
Well, I didn't know you till I was like 15 or something.
maybe Miss V could listen to this.
Miss Fee?
Yeah.
Your teacher? I don't know. Mommy said bad words.
Shout out to Miss Fee. You let your child be on this podcast. We're gonna bring you in for a conversation.
Yeah, no, they know me.
Yeah.
PTO volunteer coordinator.
Oh,
Shout out to the PTO.
I don't think I ever got that involved with my kids' school.
Well, I didn't with Jacob, and now I haven't been working.
They didn't.
Got to do
want-
something with my time.
You know me. My kids do not want me involved with that area of their life. Outside of
Yeah.
my son
That's
constantly
them,
wanted
yeah.
me to go on the field trips. So like he went to the New England Aquarium and he's like, I want you to be one of the chaperones.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like,
Last
free trip
year.
to the New England Aquarium? Sure, let's go do it.
No, would not do that. You know what we did last year? They had what they call the almost overnight, where they took the ferry in from Salem to Boston. They did the Museum of
Mom,
No,
We did
you did the aquarium
We
first.
did a trolley around Salem, and then we
Not that time. Not that one.
almost overnight.
No, that was the year before. This time you just did a trolley in Boston. You did a ferry. You did the Museum of Science. You did an IMAX movie and the aquarium. And then you went to Fuddruckers. Was it
You
Fuddruckers?
were still
Yeah.
awake enough to do the aquarium after a movie
Right.
after all that?
Right. It was like 12 hours.
The aquarium is
I
like
made
in the dark.
3 of them cry. I made the kids cry.
That aquarium is not well lit.
No, it's not.
At all.
Well, it's for the animals, the fishies.
The only people that get the light are the animals.
Do you know there's not light in the ocean? Oh my god.
The ocean, the entire rooftop is open to the sunlight.
Do you know we know more about other planets than we do about what's in the ocean, the deep, deep ocean in the world?
Only 1% of the ocean is like. Scientists only know 1% of the whole
Only
entire
1%?
ocean.
That is crazy.
1%.
Wow.
Well, we
And
need
the
to
ocean's
explore a little
scary.
bit more, right?
But they all want to go to other planets. I say send the billionaires to other planets.
What if we never built under the ocean?
I don't know. Scary. Who knows what's under there? Sea monsters. It's the Kraken.
I feel like that's prime real estate. Everybody likes oceanfront. Why not ocean surrounding?
Because you can't build on the ocean floor. It's, you
Why
know,
not?
it's
You
not
gotta-
solid.
You gotta drill down a little bit
It's not
farther
s-
to make solid supports.
I
But
saw-
yeah, I'm
I
sure you
know.
can
Do
it.
not know enough about science
No,
to
Mom,
have
I
this
thought-
discussion.
No, I don't.
I saw someone who like there was like a written like thing in the middle of the ocean where it had like sand and stuff built up, so it was like.
Oh, like a sandbar.
And then they built-
like, yeah.
And then they built a swing there.
Ooh.
It's about building a leak-proof home because you can build in the ocean because they have oil platforms out there.
Yeah,
obviously.
that's true. Yeah.
Right, that's why I say you got to drill down a little bit farther.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's what we need to do. Drill down more in the earth.
building under the ocean and building platforms that are...
We're already killing the ocean.
Yes, we are.
It's like, ugh. Not us. It was our parents' generation. We'll blame them.
We're still
Boomers.
following the same blueprints, though.
Yeah.
And we're still allowing the same people to make it worse.
That's true.
Our parents
It's
did
all
it
about
and are
the
still
mighty
doing it and
dollar.
continue to do it. And
Yep. But they're going to die off. And if we don't change things, then we'll leave a world
why do we have to...
doomed.
We don't want to end things on such a somber note. Oh, my God.
Sorry.
Climate change and the
Oh my
world's
God.
burning down.
What did I say
and-
Thanksgiving? I was like, who invented this Debbie Downer to Thanksgiving dinner? I'm like talking about cancer and like global warming.
It's like, this is the
Wow.
conversations that I have. Like, I go to lay down at night. I'm in bed, and I am rolling over to go to sleep. And the next thing I know, my wife is on the phone next to me like,
Yes.
guess who died? This person had cancer. Oh, my God, look
That's
at
my
them. It's
mom.
So horrible.
My mom's like that.
And they start going through the crime reels of people who killed who and
Oh,
what
my
happened to
God.
what. And I'm sitting here like, I'm trying to sleep. Now I'm up for the next 3 hours.
No,
like,
you gotta dream of sugar plums and twirly, swirly gumdrops.
Go read me a...
That's what Joe did. Like,
Shout out to Stepmom Jill, we love you.
so whenever she'll like go to sleep, she'll listen to like horror, like not like horror, but like about
True
like,
crime things.
Yeah, things
Every
like
woman
that.
does that.
That's so
Like,
weird.
I don't know why. I don't
Taking
really.
notes.
Yep. Oh my gosh, I used to watch Snapped when I was married. Scare the crap out of Mike.
It's not.
I'm like, I swear I never would do it. It was just interesting.
I don't know. There's a certain point where it becomes an unhealthy obsession with true crime stuff.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
why do you need to know all this? What bodies are you hiding?
Why don't these killers take better notes when they're watching the true crime things? Like, take notes.
The people
The next
watching
generation
this
will.
are gonna think that
Yeah.
we're like murderers.
Yes.
Why are there so many unsolved
Only murders
crimes?
in the
Oh,
building.
let's see. Decades upon decades worth of true crime. Tells
Well,
you
they're
how
just
these
gonna
people
get away
got
with it
caught.
more.
They got away with it, and then they got caught, and this is how we caught them. Well, I know I'm not
Oh,
doing
I forgot
that
to
now.
look it up. My mom said they caught John Benet Ramsey's killer.
Yeah.
Did they really? Because I usually will Google it because, you know, with the dementia, sometimes she misunderstands things.
Or I think they arrested somebody in association or somebody they think had something to do with it. I don't think
I
it's
thought
been
for sure it was the parents.
definitive.
Yeah.
I don't think it's definitive at
It's
this
messed
point.
up. Yeah.
They found the Boston Strangler
Oh, yeah?
using DNA.
Where you going?
Okay.
Oh, no.
See, this is where you're here. It's time to count it down and wind it down because people are like, okay, you know what? I've waited long enough. I can't hold it anymore.
I know, right?
So,
Ugh.
we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And as a good friend of mine who was on the podcast for several years would say, drink some water, you thirsty bitches.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, yeah, Merry Christmas. I forgot that. Bah
One and
humbug,
all.
whatever. Depends
Bless
on what
us,
you're
one and
into.
all.
Merry Christmas, Happy
Happy
Kwanzaa,
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Is there
Merry
any other
Festivus
Festivus for the rest
for
of us?
the rest of us.
So that way, okay, so is that the people that are outside of all religious context?
Yes, I kind of like that. The pole, the feats of strength. I don't remember that.
I have no idea.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Yeah.